8,000 years ago, the ancestors of the demons who unified the demon world launched an attack on the immortal world with extremely dangerous potential. There was a massive war between demons and humans. Amid the battle, suddenly a light appeared in the sky, and a woman appeared. A soldier says the Heavenly Emperor is coming and they will be safe. The Heavenly Emperor summoned an enormous sword from the sky, and get ready to attack the demons. The invincible Divine Emperor in the three realms wiped out the demons. When he wanted to attack, suddenly smoke appeared. Turns out, it was the devil. Slowly the sword was destroyed, little by little. The Celestial Empress saw someone relaxing. He said it was you who used holy demon blood to build the demon temple and unite the world. The devil answered that it was true. This person is the supreme demon king in the demon world, Lin Tianhong. The female emperor was angry. Why the demon king can sacrifice so many lives? Then, casually, the demon answered that he was bored. The divine emperor began to attack the demons. He said, "You die, you demon king." Then there was a very big explosion. There's a lot of smoke there. Little by little, the smoke began to dissipate, and it turned out that the devil's hand had managed to penetrate the emperor's heart. The demon king said that it was a pity that even the heavenly emperor could not win against this god. And from today of the three realms, this god is the invincible. Then the heavenly emperor said that his hatred for the demon king would never disappear. He will remember it, and he will remember it too. It doesn't matter in 1,000 or 10,000 years. He will take revenge. The heavenly emperor died. Then the scene changes to 8,000 years in the future. The demon king who was sitting on his throne. He fell silent in contemplation. He told the god that it had been 10,000 years since he had been the strongest. He lives endlessly, and it's terrible. 10,000 years ago, he came to this world through the earth, without family, relatives, or reason. Loneliness is the biggest regret in his heart, and it kept bothering him. Then, the demon king opened the door to the mortal world, and he wanted to travel as a human. He couldn't keep running away. He had already sealed his body and the demonic energy in his body. As a human, he went to the human world, to experience the ordinary life that has long been lost. He went searching in various countries to find the most ordinary happiness. Zhuantian region, Fenjing City. A white-haired woman was seen sweeping the door. A man was seen opening the gate of the house. And he said, "My wife today, I met the god of wealth. And this is the rent for this month." The woman welcomed her husband. Then they both hugged and kissed. When she saw her husband coming home, the wife immediately invited her husband to eat. She said that her husband came back quickly. He had to hurry to eat, otherwise the food would get cold. In his heart, the demon king was already tired of seeing the demon world. He wanted to experience ordinary human life, and this is the life he wants. They finally ate. Lin Tianhong said that his wife's cooking was very delicious. They finally ate. Lin Tianhong again praised his wife's cooking as the best. His wife said to eat slowly. She has made a lot of food. Then Lin Tianhong said that business today was very good, and he gave silver to his wife. But then the wife became doubtful about the money her husband got. He wondered if his wife was robbing him, and her husband denied, saying that he got the money from buyers at his shop. This afternoon there was a child who was going to be baptized at a foundation, and his grandfather bought him a gift. It so happened that the child liked the statue of the Monkey King that he carved. He managed to sell the Monkey King statue for 10 taels of silver. Hearing that, his wife was relieved and wanted to accept the money. But what he didn't know was that the child had a pair of great bones with extraordinary luck, and he will meet the real Monkey King. They both spend the day together, eat 3 times a day, and enjoy tea time and snacks. After eating, they will talk about poetry, playing with cats and painting. Today is an extraordinary day. It was starting to get dark. Lin Tianhong carried his wife into bed. Lin Tianhong seemed to be teasing his wife with an intimate conversation between husband and wife. Until morning arrived. While sleeping, the wife suddenly remembered her past life. Like dreaming. He wondered where he was. He felt very, very familiar with the situation. Suddenly he heard someone say thank you to Empress Li Xiu for blessing all beings in the three realms. He in his heart was muttering about the Empress, and then she remembered that she was Empress Li Xiu, a heavenly emperor. He was born with a spiritual and mortal body. After endless calamities and countless reincarnations, she eventually became the Empress of the immortal world and led the immortals. Its power once astonished the gods and demons. In the battle of immortals and ancient demons, he killed countless demons and make them tremble with fear. He has brought peace to the three realms for tens of thousands of years. And he remembered about his battle with the demon emperor. He fought it for 3 days and 3 nights, then ended up dying on the spot. And she was the reincarnation of the heavenly empress. He didn't know why his consciousness and memory suddenly recovered. But suddenly, when he looked beside his bed, he found a man sleeping there. In her heart, she said that she was a dignified empress and admired by thousands of people. No one dared to act recklessly towards him. But he has been having sex with humans for 3 years, not to mention seeing her wearing embarrassing clothes like that. And if this news spreads, won't she as empress become the butt of jokes? That means there is only one way: kill and dispose of the corpse. But her husband was delirious in his sleep if he wanted to eat soft silken tofu. And his intention to kill Lin Tianhong suddenly stopped. He thought that they had been together for a long time. He also still remembers that he loved that man. How could he bear to kill him? Then she confirmed that she was Empress Li Xiu, and she still had a marriage relationship with him, and she will always be his wife. And Li Xiu remembered his grudge against the Demon King. For now, he would let him off the hook. But wait until he recovers his cultivation and returns to the immortal world. He would find him for revenge. The morning arrived. Lin Tianhong got up and asked his wife to dress him. They are both a married couple who are intimate and love each other. Now and then Lin Tianhong always praises his wife's beauty, and his wife responded to the teasing with a spoiled attitude. Then Lin Tianhong asked his wife to go outside. We also moved into the city. There Lin Tianhong far away saw a group of mysterious people. She said, "My husband, wait here. I want to see something." Then suddenly, a voice was heard. That said he was selling first-class bunny girls. All the bunny girls were beautiful and outstanding. They were beautiful figures and proficient in the 18-night techniques. The salesman continued to promote the bunny girls. In the cultivation world, the strong will eat the weak. Suddenly the person selling called him brother. He asked if he wanted to buy a bunny girl. He continued that his night would be made comfortable by them. The man even gave him a 20% discount. He would regret it if he missed it. But in his heart, Lin Tianhong felt that the people in the world were truly cruel. They are miserable humans. It's a shame that there are still many cruel people in this world, and consider women as pet dogs. Then suddenly, his wife appeared. He is angry and jealous. Lin Tianhong quickly calmed his wife's anger. Then he held his wife's hand. However, his wife immediately let go of his grip, because he feels jealous. And to calm his wife's anger, Lin Tianhong said that he saw a beautiful wife every day, so he doesn't need anything. In his heart, Li Xiu looked at the merchant. And will remove him from Fengjing City. He looks scary. The two of them ended up shopping. Lin Tianhong said, "My wife, all the things you want have been bought," and then told him to go home. Then suddenly a group of troops and horses passed by. Someone said the general was back and got out of the way. There you can see the general with pink hair. Lin Tianhong asked who the woman was. He looked dignified. Then the person next to him answered he was Fu Tianyu, a woman who had eliminated the Wolf Clan's rebellion and returned safely. She is a great woman. He is called the youngest god of war, and the right hand of the Phoenix Empress. Then the female general felt evil chi. Suddenly someone jumped up and attacked the general. An assassin threw a bomb at the general. Chaos ensued in the city because of the bomb explosion. The female general fired back at the assassins who were trying to kill her. Fu Tianyu ordered to kill them all. They are cultivators. Some are in the realm of concentration. Someone released the heavenly seal. Someone else made an attack and used a Ruyi ruler. Executing the Hell King's command moves, even the Fire Phoenix feather style. The troops also tried to protect the general. The residents fled in fear seeing their terrible battle. On the other hand, Lin Tianhong commented that they were a group of ants. And if it weren't for the fear of unsealing the demonic energy that would harm his wife, he would have killed them in an instant. Then he would take his wife home. Lin Tianhong tried to protect his wife, but he had the wrong person. What he was holding was not his wife. But a woman is fat and doesn't look beautiful. The woman said in a flirtatious tone, "Brother, save this woman. Oh my God, this damn monster." Gosh, Lin Tianhong almost lost his life. Lin Tianhong thought that now was not the time for him to think about that. But the woman continued to tease him with words that were both ridiculous and disgusting. So finally Lin Tianhong decided to throw the woman at one of the assassins. Lin Tianhong lost his wife, but luckily he had taken precautions. If something happens to his wife, he had already performed the tracking induction technique on his wife, but he failed to find his wife. Did his wife get lost in the crowd? He thought, even though there was no pain. But panic and hatred were surging within him. Lin Tianhong felt angry at that group of bastards. They have committed a great crime. Then they must die. Because Lin Tianhong couldn't open too many seals. Otherwise the humans around him will die from his domination. Then he decided to bring out the powers one by one too, and killed him instantly. But Tianhong felt a strange energy surge in his body. It was immortal qi. As a supreme being in the demon realm, he still had immortal qi. He missed her. Who would have thought a supreme being in the demon realm was once the strongest cultivator on the path of righteousness before entering the devil world? Previously, Lin Tianhong was a cultivator who walked the path of immortality. The path to immortality is very difficult. Every step was like trying to climb the sky. There are various stages: foundation building, key refining, concentration, metaphysical aperture, divine fire, divine tribulation. The long and eternal life of worldly cultivation. Step by step, it was like hell. But he relied on talent and unwavering Taoism to walk. In the end, becoming immortal ascended to the realm of immortals. But there was a sudden change in the process. He accidentally fused with the essence blood of a holy demon, and that thwarted the path of heavenly immortality and brought him to the devil world. Lin Tianhong laughed. He thought it was awesome. He thought after entering the devil's path, the path of immortality will be cut off. Unexpectedly, it turns out he still has immortal energy. Is the heavenly immortal realm cultivation in this body just suppressed in the demon realm? Suddenly one of the criminals said, "How dare he kill his brother, then you die?" The criminal attacked Lin Tianhong, but Lin Tianhong managed to block the attack, and the attack automatically bounced off Lin Tianhong's body. The attack was aimed at the criminal, and finally, the criminal exploded and died. In his heart, Lin Tianhong felt that something like this had never happened before. The two energies of immortal qi and devil qi coexist in the same body. Immortal and devil cultivators. That's an interesting thing. Lin Tianhong also thought that his enemies were in all three realms. If the devil's energy leaks out, they will take revenge and will hurt his wife. These are workers. Luckily, his immortal cultivation base was still there, so Lin Tianhong will send those blind men to be reincarnated. There are more than 10 people in the concentration realm. On the other hand, the female general had run out of energy fighting the assassins. A soldier said, "General, go! The enemy is too strong." But Fu Tianyu shouted at him to be quiet. "This general will never leave you." He believed that his brother would immediately send troops. A killer wearing a hat on his head said that they were at the end of their rope. The Divine Phoenix Empress's beloved general was nothing. Fu Tianyu was pressed. Even though he had already reached the peak of the concentration realm and was ranked among the first-class masters in the country, but the enemy was more than 10 people in the realm of concentration. What a big deal this is. The assassins began to launch attacks together. One of them said he would send Fu Tianyu to hell. Fu Tianyu was desperate. He prayed that his older brother would come quickly to help him. Then suddenly there was a very strong gust of wind. They were confused about what happened. "Where are the killers?" a soldier asked the general. "It seems they disappeared." In his heart, Fu Tianyu was thinking whether it was a ghost in broad daylight or whether it was a technique. He ordered everyone to remain alert. From the roof, Lin Tianhong thought that they were very weak. Just his awareness, and they were already reduced to ashes. Are humans who are not immortal all weak? The difference between immortal and mortal is cloud and mud. Can't be skipped. Forget it. Lin Tianhong had already vented his anger anyway. Luckily, he was fine. But his immortal aura was too conspicuous in the mortal world. So he had to seal it and then go to his wife. The scene moved to the main hall of Tianfeng Palace. An old man said, "On His Majesty's orders." Lord Xuefeng came to see His Majesty. Wei Chen Xuefeng met Her Majesty the Empress. Li Siyu said, "Raise your head, Great Commander, Divine Phoenix Guard. Xuefeng is in charge of the strongest guard in Tianfeng City." He hoped that Xuefeng could get good results. Xuefeng said that the assassins who surrounded General Fu Tianyu suddenly disappeared. This old man cannot find out his identity. And there wasn't a single trace of them either. Empress Li Siyu became angry. He gripped his chair. No matter what, he ordered Xuefeng to look for the person behind this murder. The order of the Empress of the Divine Phoenix Kingdom, Li Siyu. Her pseudonym is Li Shiyue. Then Xuefeng obeyed the order. "This sir will go to investigate and will find out the messenger behind all this. By His Majesty's orders." Xuefeng trembled. Because of the unprecedented murderous aura. He couldn't even hold it. He hadn't seen her for several days, and the realm that the noble Empress had reached was even more unfathomable. Then the Heavenly Empress gave the order again. Once he finds him, then finishes him off without leaving anything. Xuefeng was scared to death. He didn't expect His Majesty to think so highly of General Fi Tianyu. In the future, he must become good friends with him. Suddenly, a little woman appeared. The little woman asked why Master Xuefeng looked dazed. Is her brother giving her trouble? He can help him. He felt surprised when he saw the princess. Xuefeng said that the princess didn't need to bother. He can solve it himself. After the little woman left, Xuefeng breathed a sigh of relief, thankful that His Majesty Li Wenye did not interfere. This woman in red clothes is Li Wenye, the younger brother of the Heavenly Empress. We moved to the study room of Tianfeng Palace. There, Li Shiyue was emotional. In his mind, he cursed the damn murderers. If not for her couldn't show her cultivation in front of her husband, he wouldn't be pushed around by the crowd at that time. Luckily, her husband survived, but almost got hurt. But that wasn't enough to calm his anger. Then under the table, Li Wenye asked how could the dignified Empress of the Divine Phoenix Kingdom get angry over a trivial matter. And it seemed like her sister loved that man. Then Li Wenye said that she had brought her brother something. He took out a small black box with a red seal on the lid. Li Wenye commented, about that man who was very ordinary. Did he give her medicine so that her brother was fascinated with her? Is the dignified Divine Phoenix Queen willing to marry him and take care of him? Li Shiyue stroked his head. He said Li Wenye didn't understand, even though his brother-in-law was very ordinary and was only at the 5th layer of the foundation cultivation realm. But just by being with him, his heart felt very happy. And there are lots of fun things too. Meanwhile at home, Lin Tianhong was worried about his wife, who hadn't come home yet. He couldn't find it along the way. Fuck, if only he could break the seal. He would find his wife soon. Returning to a mortal body was truly troublesome. Then suddenly his wife was back. Li Siyue called him my husband. Lin Tianhong is grateful. My wife is grateful that you are fine. You are finally back, my wife, he said. Because Lin Tianhong didn't find him along the way. Just now he was very worried. His wife answered, My husband, I also want to look for you. But she was afraid that her husband wouldn't even be able to find her. In his heart, Lin Tianhong said that he had made his wife very worried. He would find out about them and make him suffer the consequences, because it separated him from his wife. Let him see who the person behind this screen is. Earlier, Lin Tianhong had read the criminal's mind by holding his head. He used a divine spell and peek into his thoughts. Then he saw the person behind the screen. That is the mastermind of all this. Lin Tianhong, when he found out who was behind everything, told his wife that he had something he wanted to take care of. But his wife pulled him to the dining table first. As usual, the two of them were like a pair of doves. They are a married couple who tease and love each other. Then after the two of them finished eating while massaging his wife's feet, Lin Tianhong said that Fengjiang City was not safe and peaceful. What if they move? His wife was surprised when her husband asked her to move. Her husband said that they would look for a place near the mountains with a water source. He would farm and fish. Meanwhile, his wife could spin and weave. They will live side by side until old age. Lin Tianhong also asked his wife's opinion. His wife wanted to leave, but if he left now, the kingdom will fall into chaos. Li Shiyue said that she didn't want to. He didn't want to move from there. His wife said she didn't want to move, because he was used to living there. The snacks in town are also very good. There are also cosmetics and aromatherapy from the very fragrant spring pavilion. Li Shiyue cried, and that automatically made Lin Tianhong cancel his intention to move. He decided that they would not move. It's just that they have to be careful in the future. Meanwhile, in his heart, Lin Tianhong thought that he was the one who didn't think carefully. If the threat factor is removed, the city will be safe. The key is to make his wife happy. Meanwhile, Li Shiyue also thought so. She didn't expect the murder incident to make her husband so worried about her. Tomorrow, when her husband goes to the store, he had to immediately find out the mastermind. The murder incident frightened his wife. And tomorrow, Lin Tianhong will pretend to go to the shop and meet the mastermind. Lin Tianhong couldn't let his wife be in danger. The same as $3 with her husband. Li Shiyue also couldn't let her husband be in such danger. The night was late, and they both went back to rest in the room, back to their evening activities. Lin Tianhong felt that the natural aroma of his wife's body was the best thing he had ever smelled in this world, but somehow, Lin Tianhong felt like he had smelled a scent similar to his wife's body scent somewhere. Or is it just his imagination? The next morning, under the pretext of going to the shop, Lin Tianhong went to finish his business, because only beauty and sweetness are allowed in his wife's world, with Lin Tianhong in Tianfen City. Then there will be no chaos. Lin Tianhong started walking in the city to find a quiet place. He started to open a seal. He cast an unsealing spell of 1/1,000,000th power. Then he flew over Tianfen City. Tianfen City is divided into inner and outer city, which is so big. Lin Tianhong disguised himself as an ordinary person at the 6th level of the foundation building, and he couldn't walk on his feet. Here you can see the plan of Tianfen City. Everyone can cultivate it here, and mortals with ordinary talents can only reach the foundation building realm during their lifetime. Generally, they live in the suburban area of Tianfen City. Meanwhile, those who break through the realm build a foundation that can change their destiny. People who are in concentration are called great cultivators. The metaphysical whole realm is called the Noble Master. And those who are in the divine fire are true human beings. And the mastermind of it all is inside. That is, it is in the city center. Lin Tianhong immediately headed that way. Now he was at Prince Ning's residence. Someone asked, how could the people we sent just disappear like that? Who did it? Why isn't there a single clue? This person was Prince Ning, an uncle of the Empress. Someone said that the only ones who could do it were strong people who secretly took action to eliminate them. But it was impossible to eliminate a group of people in concentration just like that. Apart from the divine Phoenix Empire in the southern region, there was not a single person who could do it. Could it be an immortal cultivator? Prince Ning replied that it was impossible. Do you think an immortal would do something like that? Prince Ning pounded the table. Damn. If Fu Jianyu was killed, the entire Tianfeng City would be in chaos. He would find an excuse to send the Black Dragon Army to Tianfeng City to deal with the chaos, and then take back the throne from that bitch Li Siyu. But it looks like it will be very difficult. After this, the Empress will increase her vigilance. Then suddenly someone spoke. Instead of complaining here, it's better to be a good prince and think of a way to save your life. They asked who it was. Look at it there. Good grief. Who is it that comes here? How dare you enter the prince's residence? Prince Ning wondered in his heart how he had gotten into the palace. This palace is very tightly guarded, and the lowest here is the realm of concentration and the realm of metaphysical holes. Why would anyone notice it? And that person is Lin Tianhong. Lin Tian continued that he didn't need to know who he was. He also warned them, don't disturb the peace of Tianfeng City. Prince Ning replied, you coward. Who are you? Why should he listen to him? In his heart, Prince Ning thought that he had been planning this for years. Everything is ready. How could he give up with a little threat? Prince Ning said, "You don't know the meaning of death. This palace is filled with hidden tigers and dragons. How dare you threaten me? Look at what the powerful people in this palace will do to you." Prince Ning pointed at someone. Prince Ning said in his heart that the black cultivator killing master would pierce the physical meta at close range. The 5 great demons who once destroyed a city alone and succeeded in making the southern region afraid. He is a famous devil, a strong cultivator in the southern region. He had to give up his favorite concubine to get it. He is the master of this palace. He laughed heartily, and he said, "Rat, since you are here, then don't go, and you die," he said, starting the attack. The cultivator began to attack Lin Tianhong. When the attack was almost there, Lin Tianhong said that a junior is so impudent, how dare you attack a god? Then Lin Tianhong used his divine power that came from the path of truth. Heavens, it was impossible for that attack to hit that cultivator, and that cultivator died in an instant. Oh my god, the master was killed. This is impossible, but not impossible. He must be dreaming, said Prince Ning, who was panicking. Didn't expect him to be so strong. Then Lin Tianhong said to him, "Then this god will wake you up." Lin Tianhong attacked Prince Ning and made him pee his pants. Lin Tianhong continued that Prince Ning didn't listen to him and continued to disturb the peace of Fengjing City. Then he will have the same fate as him. Therefore, remember this well. Then Lin Tianhong disappeared like smoke. Prince Ning, who saw that, was still scared, and an aide asked if he was okay. He asks her what they should do next. Then 2 people dressed in black repeated their question, namely the question of what they should do. Even Black Kills were killed in an instant. His throne is hopeless. Prince Ning was emotional because the throne had belonged to a king from the start. This king is the strongest. How can you be afraid of such a threat? Then Prince Ning ordered to find someone from the 6th sex, because the Black Shadow just now directly killed Black Kill. He was at least at level 4 Divine Fire. There is an old monster hidden among the 6 major sketches, and he has given them authority. For his throne, Prince Ning was willing to wage anything. He ordered to tell them to send someone strong, the one cultivating behind them. Whatever they want, he will grant it. "Hurry up," he ordered. But Prince Ning realized that he needed to change clothes. The scene now shifts back to the city. On the road, Lin Tianhong said that it was still early. "Why don't you just take a walk?" Then 2 mysterious people passed by. They wore black hoods and robes. In his heart, Lin Tianhong said that the inside of Fengjing City was indeed very dirty. Lin Tianhong realized that the man was emitting demonic energy. What does he want to do? But then, Lin Tianhong gave up his intention to take a walk and went to follow them. Because if his wife's mood is affected because of that person, everything could go wrong. Then Lin Tianhong followed the 2 people to King Yu's palace. It was the name of one of the kings with different names in the Shengfeng dynasty. "Are all kings annoying?" Lin Tianhong asked. "Underworld mortals always try to destroy the life full of love between him and his wife. It's still too early now. He'll take care of it later." Lin Tianhong left. We moved to the secret chamber of the king of Su's palace. Someone said, "Dear Heya, what instructions did you give?" King Yuan, who covered the sky with his hand in the Shengfeng dynasty, was highly respected and appreciated. Lin Tianhong had already entered and was inside without being seen. Then he felt that he was familiar with the method. The Shengfeng dynasty had 4 kings with different names, namely King Yu, King Wu, King Yue, and King Mu. Their ancestors followed Emperor Shengfeng to rule this dynasty. The throne is an inheritance. The next generation will love it. Now the dignity and strength of the 4 royal palaces was competing with the royal family. Someone with blonde hair said the cult leader would open a branch of the evil god cult in Nanzhao, and he appointed someone to be responsible for this matter. Someone looked down and said, "I will not disappoint the cult leader. That person continuing the intelligence of the great evil god will benefit the entire Zhuantian region." Followers seemed willing to dedicate anything, including their lives, to the great evil god. In spirit form, Lin Tianhong, who witnessed it, thought that it was chaotic. There are too many people involved in this matter. Does that mean they don't want him and his wife to live in peace? The person continued. This time the cult leader asked him to give him the Dharma that had been blessed by the evil god. It contains the demonic power of the evil god lord. You can worship him every day in times of crisis. This can save you. Thank you for the protection of the evil god. In his heart, Lin Tianhong remembered something. Was the evil god they were talking about that little devil? Lin Tianhong has 10 main demon generals. As juniors, they were all at the peak of the demon emperor realm. And the evil god they were talking about was the gore fiend emperor's junior. Or you could say that junior Lin Tianhong. If his junior subordinates want to cause trouble, what if Lin Tianhong goes to meet the gore fiend and gives a warning? Then Lin Tianhong went to see him. Upon meeting him, he grabbed her shoulder. He said his subordinates had been making a mess lately. The gore fiend asked the demon lord to spare his life. He cried while kneeling, and said that his subordinates always brought disaster and never had good results. He told Lin Tianhong that if his subordinates made a mistake, then just tell him. Then he will destroy it, Lin Tianhong thought. If they follow the devil's Tao and destroy anything, so there is nothing wrong with them. Then Lin Tianhong thought again while holding his chin. Forget it. Let's just see their next move. If the peace of Fengjing City is disturbed, it's not too late to finish them off. What should Lin Tianhong do? Gave Empress Shengfeng a warning? Or help him improve his strength and break through some natural powers? How to stop this situation and protect his wife's peaceful life, if only he knew. He must have brought 2 demon generals to carry out the mission, because he can't do it alone. And it's time for him to return. Another time he would go to the palace and train the Empress. In his imagination, Lin Tianhong would train the Empress seriously. He will train his weak Jasmine to become strong, so that he can control Fengjing City well. The scene shifts to Li Siyu, who is worried because her husband hasn't come home yet. What's wrong with her husband? And why isn't he home yet? He then wondered if there were any more intruders. Li Siyu became angry. He cursed, "Damn stinky rat." He had to take care of them as quickly as possible. Then he thought, what if he went out and looked for it? But what if her husband comes back when she is gone? Or he thought that he would send all 6 sects and search for him all over the city, just to make sure that her husband is safe. Then it was Lin Tianhong who shouted, "My wife! I'm coming home!" Hearing that, Li Siyu approached him and asked where he had been. And why did he just come home? Lin Tianhong knew that his wife would be angry. He had prepared something as a gift. Seeing his wife angry, Lin Tianhong prepared a gift for her. Li Siyu received it and opened the box. She was shocked and said, "Husband, what did you buy it for?" And Lin Tianhong responded with the words, "My wife, do you still remember today 10 years ago? The first place we met on the edge of the rainy river?" He remembers that at that time he was only 16 years old. He is being chased by a group of gangsters. Li Siyu runs away from the gangster and accidentally bumps into Lin Tianhong and meets him. Lin Tianhong hid it underwater and saved him from disaster. That day was the beginning of their relationship. Lin Tianhong said that he had been looking for a suitable one for a long time. Then she found this phoenix hairpin and bought it for their relationship anniversary. Even if it's just an ordinary hair clip. Lin Tianhong hopes that his wife will not hate him. Li Siyu was moved by the gift given by Lin Tianhong. He smiled happily. Then Li Siyu said it would be better if the money bought clothes, so she will make her husband new clothes. A husband and wife who are in the midst of love are making love to each other. After Lin Tianhong fell asleep, Li Siyu quietly looked at him. He thought that the hairpin was more valuable than the rare treasure that the princess and minister gave him on his birthday, and he will keep it well. She said that she loved her husband, and hoped that tomorrow will be a beautiful day. The next day, Lin Tianhong was at the shop and was carving wood. Then suddenly several people hit the shop. One asked where was the shop owner. In Lin Tianhong's heart, the 6th department people. His team leader was at the Qi gathering level. Some of his subordinates were only at foundation level 9. The 6th department was very weak, and no one has talent. And he replied, "Yes, I am coming, sir. I am the owner of this shop. What are you looking for?" One person said that we were ordered by Queen Tianfeng to investigate the murder of General Gu. Lin Tianhong responded, "Didn't you come to the wrong place?" The person continued, "After investigation, we suspect that you are related to the murderers." Lin Tianhong also replied, "Sir, you are wrong. I'm just an ordinary person at foundation level 6. How could I cooperate with assassins?" That person patted Lin Tianhong and said, "What were your last words?" Then Lin Tianhong was annoyed. and he brought out a very strong person. One of the soldiers said about what happened. Why did he suddenly feel cold? He had already prepared an attack to kill them, but it didn't happen. In his heart, Lin Tianhong thought that that wasn't allowed. He must not kill them, because killing them will only cause problems. He had to restrain himself, because his wife likes this place. For him, he had to restrain all his strength. It's better for him to just keep quiet. His job is only to run a small business, and now it's still not open. He said, "Can you guys give me a day or two? When I come back, I will give you the money." Then the officer replied by saying, "Waiting for you to come back. Do you think we work for free? There are still shops we need to investigate. You better get out of here and run." Then Lin Tianhong tried to calm the officers. "Please calm down, officer," he said. The officer told someone that he was going to the 6th Department prison. Then Lin Tianhong was arrested. In his heart, Lin Tianhong had to endure it for his wife, at least until night comes. They look good at the front but rotten at the back. At first, he just wanted to finish them off, but he felt it wasn't enough. Because he will welcome him to hell. There are 18 levels of hell, and you will enjoy it 1,000,000 times and will be reincarnated as a pig. An officer said to get rid of him. Tell his family to go to the 6th Department and bring the ransom money. If there is no money, you will be executed as a murderer, and I will get a gift from my boss. Then we cut to Li Siu hanging clothes to dry. Then suddenly someone knocked on the door. He saw one of the officers, and one of the officers said, "Is this Lin Tianhong's house?" Then the officer said that they suspected her husband was related to General Gu's killer, and if you want to free him, bring the ransom money to Department 6. Don't be late. And hurry, because there's a lot of money he needs to prepare. In her heart, Li Siu thought that her husband had been arrested by Department 6. How could this happen? He was curious why. When crime is very high, this is the reason. They carelessly imprison people, and they raise money behind it. You damn dog. There was a bunch of scum who had captured her husband. How dare you touch him? The scene shifts to prison, and Lin Tianhong is put in a cell. Lin Tianhong shouted and said that this was an injustice. Someone in the same cell also screamed, "This is not fair. How could a poor man like himself be able to communicate with the enemy?" Another prisoner said, "Sir, you are wrong. How could this blind man peek at the women bathing?" Another one said, "Sir, I had an accident when I was little and I lost 2 of my legs. How could I possibly steal from the imperial house?" The officer said, "Look, these are people who can't pay. If your family can't carry 100 taels of silver, don't expect to get out of here." Lin Tianhong replied, "Don't worry, sir. My wife will bring the money." One officer said that with this I could buy some rose peonies and durian at Kuihonglu to satisfy them. They didn't let me touch it for several days. Lin Tianhong said in his heart, "Don't worry his wife. He will solve it with money." An officer at the front said to Master Zhang, "The wife of the man over there has arrived," and the officer responded by saying to take him in. Li Siu ran into the prison while calling for her husband. Seeing his wife then made Lin Tianhong wave his hands with a face full of love. "I'm here," he said, and then added that his wife shouldn't worry. The officer who saw Lin Tianhong's wife felt tempted, because he was blessed with a beautiful wife. The officer even continued to abuse his wife. Hearing that made Lin Tianhong's blood boil. He couldn't hold it in anymore. Is there any way to divert his wife? So he can finish them all off. This bunch of trash came from Department 6. They disgraced the entire Shenfeng dynasty. Time to sort them all out. Li Siu gave a box of money to the officers, but the officer held Li Siu's hand. The woman also rebelled. "What are you doing?" he said. Then one of the officers said that they had just found out that he was collaborating with many enemies. 100 taels of silver would not be enough. The officer had bad intentions with Li Siu. It seemed to him that beauty ended up marrying trash like Lin Tianhong. It's really unfortunate. Li Siu asked what he wanted. Then the officer asked her to become his queen. Lin Tianhong was angry. Lowly. Was he not afraid of being punished by their boss for abusing power? The officer made fun of him even more. They said that the boss was his uncle, so how could he be afraid? Li Siu couldn't take it anymore. Insulting their husband-wife like this, they deserve to be torn apart. They have to suffer. Li Siu had already prepared a divine fire behind his hand. He wanted to burn them with the palm of his burning heart. Meanwhile, Lin Tianhong thought that he shouldn't kill him directly. He must suffer. use incendiary power and destroy all its bones. Then someone was heard saying, "How presumptuous!" Someone in a red robe came. The person in the red robe came with another person. The person approached an officer and immediately slapped him. "Does Department 6 not know the law? Can you guys just destroy the law?" And Her Majesty the Empress, hearing that, made the officers angry. Who dares barge into Department 6 and catch him? However, the officer was slapped by someone and said, "Who gave that bastard the courage?" He says, "Bastard, who gave you courage? Who are you? How dare you? You're blind. Hurry up and get down on your knees." Meanwhile, Lin Tianhong and Li Siyu managed to restrain themselves. In their hearts, they said that it was on time. With this, nothing will be revealed. The red-robed person said that Director Zhang, "You are worse than a dog. You arrest innocent people and take their money. Then be ashamed of your majesty in the imperial court." Then he ordered the officer to be brought to justice. The red-robed man looked towards them. He looked at Li Siyu with a frightened expression. He said he didn't teach them properly. He was wrong and almost caused chaos. Li Siyu replied that the Lord must give them justice for himself and for the others. Bullying people under the Empress's feet actually happened. Does he have to live with fear all the time? Then Mr. Hao answered that they should not worry, because he will definitely punish them, and give an explanation to the whole city, and said that the root of the problem must also be resolved. Lin Tianhong whispered to his wife, "If that person was in the profound realm and was the emperor's confidant, so its power can suppress an entire city." But he didn't believe that he was that weak. Li Siyu also replied that her husband was right. He also couldn't believe that what looked good turned out to be rotten behind. They almost disappointed the emperor and his ministers. Then Lin Tianhong whispered again to his wife, "Because he is weak. Can they take the money he previously took? That money is their only savings." Then Li Siyu came forward and said to Officer Hu. He asked for help to return the 100 taels of silver he had just given. She added that she and her husband would be very grateful if the Hao officers could do it. Then the old man said that he would double his coins as compensation, bring 200 taels of silver, take the coins from his salary, his orders to his subordinates. Lin Tianhong and Li Siyu were happy and thanked him, and they went home holding hands. They finally arrived home. He said, "My wife, you must have been scared. How dare that bastard touch you?" Li Siyu replied that he was not afraid of anything if you were by my side. However, in their hearts, both of them cursed that Zhang Tianhao's family must end. Lin Tianhong said, "Let's rest together, and let's do interesting things together." They moved to the room. The next day, Lin Tianhong said, "I went to the shop first, and the first job is to destroy the Zhang family." Then Lin Tianhong came to the Zhang family's house, and he said, "How could a weakling like him live in a mansion this big? How much dirty money has been generated? During the day like this, why aren't there any guards?" Then Lin Tianhong teleported. He entered the Zhang family hall, but there was absolutely no one there. Where did these people go? Lin Tianhong felt strange. Lin Tianhong used the gate of time and space. We meet again with the person in the red robe. He said, "Arrest them all. Tomorrow they will all be beheaded." Then the entire Zhang family was arrested and moaning was heard. Seeing it through some kind of projection. Director Zhang has committed corruption and extortion. It was a crime against the 9 clans. Is it time to send troops? Seeing that, Lin Tianhong said, "Never mind. Forget it because someone else has already done it." So he didn't need to act. They all died because they were ungrateful. Then now we move to the palace. There Siyu was sitting on the throne chair. Fu Tianyu thought in his heart. If he had just returned from an expedition. But His Majesty the Emperor has reached an unfathomable level. He didn't dare to look at her aura. The Emperor's aura was extremely domineering and intimidating. He said, "His Majesty, the matter had been investigated. General Fu's assassin was someone sent by King Ning. He took over the Black Dragon army and wanted to rob someone of their treasures. Responding to what King Ning wanted to rebel against, he said how he could do it. It turns out his uncle did it himself. Since he himself made the move, don't blame me for killing all your blood descendants." He also handed over the matter to Tianyu. He continued, "Your Majesty, there is one more thing. Shenfeng spies came to report. Bei Wei of the Black and White Taoist Palace, the Red Dragon of the Tianlong Temple, the Tianji of the Wuji sect, the Rose of the Wanhua Valley, the Jingsun of the Qingshuan sect, and the Divine Sword of the Sky-Splitting Sword sect. The 6 of them were rushing towards Fengjing City. They were all elders of the 6 strongest sects in this dynasty, and were rarely seen. So why are they going to the capital at the same time now? Li Xiu responded that, if I'm not mistaken, my uncle offered a deal they couldn't refuse. The fight is about to start. Fu Tianyu thought about what advantages they could gain in this fight. This will be a battle between peak powers. Someone said the 6 realms of divine fire and the Black Dragon Army and King Ning, how to fight it. Another person answered that we can also call experts, but no one else had a master in divine fire. Li Xiu thought that he had recently awakened Emperor Shihe's consciousness, but even then they won't be able to do anything. So he said, because they came and disturbed my throne, let them meet him, and he exerted enormous power. In the hearts of his subordinates, they thought that the realm that His Majesty had reached was extremely terrifying. They said we would follow His Majesty until death, fight the enemies and protect our dynasty, and Li Xiu would not let the flames of battle burn down the capital. Her husband must not be hurt. The scene shifts to the city. The residents are gossiping. Someone said there would be war soon. King Ning came with an army of 30,000 black dragons. Another person said, I heard there are 6 peak powers too. What if we die? Then the scene moves to the house, where at this time Lin Tianhong was eating his wife's cooking. Li Xiu said, my husband, recently the peace of Fengjing City has been disturbed. Don't go out if there is nothing important. He replied, don't worry, I'm still careful. Lin Tianhong thought that it was a bunch of damn rats. They didn't listen to his warnings and instead made his wife worry. Don't blame him for not forgiving him. He would immediately organize an assassin group for them. Lin Tianhong used his skills to search for people in the big powers. It's only a few miles from town. They are the 6 peaks of strength. Why is his strength so different from yesterday's ant? Then to the front of King Ning's tent, a soldier said, Sir, report to the king. The 6 masters are leaving Fengjing City. The spies said that he could send troops straight away, and they would help. The hooded person said that if the rats dared to attack, then the master would catch them all. Lin Tianhong, who was secretly watching, was wondering who the rat was. Then the prince's voice was heard saying, good, that he wanted to tear him apart with his own hands. King Ning ordered to send 3 troops now and head straight for the palace. He will face anyone who can catch that bitch Li Xiu. Pillar leader Feng seemed like he was going to have a hard time, that they are in the divine fire. Then let him take care of it. And for King Ning, he will hand it over to the empress there, just to test whether this emperor has the power to protect Fengjing City. If he can't handle a small matter and disrupts my wife's life, Lin Tianhong will re-elect the emperor in Qianfeng Kingdom. Lin Tianhong left there. Meanwhile at King Ning's camp, King Ning said, my troops wanted to announce something. Our emperor is still too young, so he is unable to carry out the laws of the kingdom. My Tianfeng ancestor has taught and protected everyone a lot. This king will definitely continue their service. Soldiers from the 3 armies will follow me. Let's rebuild the Tianfeng Kingdom and end this endless chaos. Rajaning thought to himself, what's wrong? Why didn't they cheer his grand speech? The person in the robe said, do you want to convey something to this King Ning? Then someone was heard cheering, destroy the old and build the new. Venerable Ning is the best choice. His Highness Ning is indeed worthy of being the leader. This means there is the wisest king in the whole world. We are all willing to follow King Ning to lead this dynasty. A soldier comes and says, report to His Majesty Ning. All supplies are ready. Please give your orders. So he continued to obey my orders. Catch that useless woman. Whoever succeeds will get 10,000 taels. Then the scene shifts to Fengjing City Tower, where Li Xiu was standing on the tower. A soldier says, report. He said a large group of troops came storming the city gates. It has been confirmed that they are King Ning's troops. King Ning was unbelievable. Indeed, because you intend to destroy peace. I, this emperor, will deal with you seriously. Li Xiu called Huang Tianhu. The man dressed in red approached the emperor and said, I am here. Li Xiu said to him, if he lost this fight. Dai ordered to send someone to the Hongyue carving shop and take her husband away. That's much better. Then Li Xiu ordered General Fu Tianyu to fight with him. In his mind, Li Xiu really didn't want to leave him. What's the use of the title of emperor because her husband is worth more than all that? The woman recalled the days with her husband, which were full of happiness. So Lisa Yu is determined to win this battle. The scene shifts to the woods outside the city. There you can see the 6 peaks of power. Tianji says, "Who do you think is the mysterious man who appeared in King Ning's mansion?" Rose answered that the strength was above level 4 of the divine fire realm. That kind of power was extremely rare in the Shenfeng dynasty. He answered that he should be someone famous. He interrupted. "It's better if we end the conversation here." King Ning's troops had begun to advance. "Let's move forward too," Jing Shun said with a laugh. "Gave us the Tianhu Sanren treasure map. I will definitely help him win this mortal throne. This deal is very profitable and not bad." Tianhu Sanren was an invincible master who was able to break through the divine fire realm. His treasures are more valuable than ours, and that is right. If divine fire realm cultivators could survive the 4 calamities of wind, fire, lightning, and heart, they would be reborn and live for thousands of years. This person was the Beiwei of the black and white Dao Palace. The red dragon responded while laughing. He said, "Stop showing off your little brain with that yin-yang face." A man with fiery red hair added that he really should thank this mortal, because it gave him the opportunity to break through the divine fire realm. This person was a red dragon from among the heavenly dragons, and Divine Sword said, "I didn't think King Ning could have Tianhu Sanren's treasure map. This person's the sword divine of the sky-splitting sword sect." Then a girl replied to the words of the Divine Sword. He said this time they had to make sure King Ning got his throne. This woman is the Rose of Wanhua Valley. Tianji of the Wuji sect commented that the Cassiar was a weak little girl, which seems completely unfeasible. She was only interested in the mysterious man yesterday. Suddenly someone said you guys were too slow. The 6 of them were wary of who was coming. It turned out that Lin Tianhong was already there. He said that he had been waiting for the 6 of them for a long time, while they are not aware of its existence. That person's realm was above them. Then the red dragon said, "He must be the Taoist who threatened King Ning." Then he advised him to leave and not disturb them, otherwise his life would be at stake. Don't forget that they are the 6 masters. They were 6 masters in the divine fire realm. The 6 of them were arrogant and thought that Lin Tianhong must have been scared. If they combined forces, he would definitely be unable to move. No matter who he was, their strength was enough to handle him. The red dragon with a fiery spirit said, so that Lin Tianhong retreated quietly. One of them commented that the lowly cultivators in the lower realms were very impolite. Even upper-level immortals and upper-world demon generals would kneel and lick this god's shoes. Lin Tianhong said confidently, "Then let's get started. Please come forward." The 6 masters were shocked when Lin Tianhong completely ignored their existence as the 6 masters. And the Divine Sword says, "Get out of the way, all of you. You still dare to hide your strength. Show this old man how strong you are. Receive a 40-meter greatsword." Lin Tianhong said that he was weak. Even the Divine Sword was angry at being called weak. "How dare you call me weak?" he said emotionally. And his attack managed to hit Lin Tianhong. The red dragon said his temper was too low, and instead immediately released a killing move at the start. "Do you think he can survive the attack?" "It's possible, but it looks like he's dead." With just one move, the Divine Swordmaster was indeed great. The old man is indeed strong. But it was Lin Tianhong who was still alive, and the one who lost was the Divine Swordmaster. The Divine Master was instantly killed. They are all shocked. He was killed. He wondered if Lin Tianhong was at the peak of the divine fire realm. Lin Tianhong said it was his turn. Tianji said, "Wait a minute," and asks him if he knows the consequences of killing them all, and he replied, "What the heck, and let me hear the consequences." Tianji said that all of us are not as great as you, and you threatened King Ning just to keep him from rebelling. But if you kill us, you will offend the 6 great sects. The entire Shenfeng dynasty will be in chaos. Do you want to see it? We are all strong cultivators at the peak of the divine fire realm. It's better to stop here and not disturb the peace. Lin Tianhong responded that that's how it is. Let's destroy the 6 big sectors. In their hearts, they said, "Damn it. He is not afraid of our sect." Tianji said everyone returned here individually. They all immediately ran away. Lin Tianhong said that when he met this god, even immortal emperors would not be able to escape. Catching them all was impossible. How he was going to do this. He was not at the peak of the divine fire realm. He's not immortal. He is immortal. Tianji screamed in apology. Almighty, forgive me, he said. Before he finished speaking, Lin Tianhong immediately blew them all away. And so that there are no problems, let's destroy the 6 sects. We now move to the walls of Fengjing City. Here a very big war took place. This general said quickly, "Strengthen the lightning. Li Siyu, what qualifications do you have to become the emperor of the Shengfeng dynasty? Quickly retreat, and this king will spare you." Fu Tianyu said that King Ning was a traitor. "How dare you rebel?" Raja Ning replied, "Weak little girl, how dare you shout at me? Wait until I ascend the throne and you will surely be destroyed." Li Siyu said, "Imperial uncle, I am giving you a chance, if you withdraw your troops. So I'll pretend none of this ever happened." King Ning responded while laughing and said, "Aren't you the one who has to hand over your throne to me? Then let's fight. You don't know what's good and what's bad." He ordered everyone to arrest him. "This time, I will add a prize." The woman continued walking without stopping. "Good, now it's your turn." Then many cultivators appeared. He said, "Watch out for cultivators. There are too many activators here." Fui Tianyu said, "His Majesty King Ning brought too many troops." Li Siyu replied that he had been planning all this for years, but sooner or later, everything would turn around. General Fu gave the order, "Everyone protect your majesty." On the other hand, Li Siyu seemed to think that with the Fu family brothers and sisters, plus, the imperial troops should have no problem now. My opponents are 6 masters of the divine fire realm. But Li Siyu couldn't feel their qi. Where are they really? Zuifeng was seen running over to Her Majesty the Heavenly Empress. He delivered bad news. The Zhou family, Tianyu family, and several ministerial families in the city brought out their private troops. Behind them there were still many soldiers shouting to arrest the emperor. "You will get lots of prizes." The gate slowly melted and destroyed. "My God, the city gates have been damaged," someone said. King Ning laughed. He said, "Good job." One said, "Venerable Ning, the mysterious man and the 6 divine fire masters had not appeared yet. It seems they have succeeded." King Ning praised. He said it was very good, because as long as that person doesn't come and disturb him, the throne in front will immediately belong to him. Huang Tianhuo came and reported by the ancestors of the profound realm of their great families had all moved and destroyed the protection in the eastern part of the city. "It is over. Gosh, what should we do?" Xuefeng said in a panic. Huang Tianhuo continued that the situation was out of control. "I ask your highness to move to a safer place." Then Li Siyu said this emperor would make his own choice. King Ning's inner power had emerged. Looks like now is the time. A soldier reported to His Highness Ning about the city gate being destroyed. King Ning said well. Then he ordered Master Dulong, Master Zhugung, and Master Kunwu to finish off the stinky girl. Meanwhile, Xu Feng, who was panicking, said that we were finished. What should we do? They are all here. Li Siyu also told Xuefeng to be quiet and keep his mouth shut. Meanwhile, King Ning enthusiastically and confidently said that this king really loves his people. Anyone who retreats will not be killed. The soldiers under Siyu who heard this chose to join King Ning. Huang Tianhuo said, "Don't go there. You stupid. You guys will regret it." But the soldiers who were afraid said they would retreat. They won't regret it. If they don't go, they don't want to die in vain. Li Siyu also said to Huang Tianhuo and Fu Tianyu, "Why don't you withdraw too?" They both looked at each other and said, "We will always follow His Majesty the Emperor, even when death comes." Xuefeng also said that he was also loyal to His Majesty the Emperor, and he believed that His Majesty could finish them all off. Because the 6 divine fire realm masters did not appear, Li Siyu will not wait. Then King Ning laughed and said, "Little girl, don't you know that everything is over?" Li Siyu responded that you are happy too quickly, uncle. You shouldn't forget who strengthened the Shengfeng dynasty to this day. Then Li Siyu brought out his dragon, and made the soldiers complain that their heads hurt. Suddenly they felt a strong pressure on their feet. They've all been cornered. Whoever surrenders will not be killed. The soldiers who heard that looked confused. Those who surrender will not be killed. So he said it was ridiculous. Isn't it obvious that I won? Everyone let him hear our voices. said King Ning. But the soldiers said nothing. A soldier said to His Highness Ning that everyone was too afraid to stand up. Don't you like standing up? Now I am in a kneeling position. His Highness the Prince said, you damn thing. Aren't you afraid of the power of the Six Masters? But Siyu just kept quiet and ignored him. Prince Ning looked confused. He said, I can't stand watching your game anymore. Then Xuefeng said, Your Highness, please listen to me. General Ning is full of tricks. Please be careful. He said the problem had already reached here. Is there any other way? Then Li Siyu came over to Prince Ning, and King Ning said to him, I want to forgive you. But now don't act like I'm too cruel. Li Siyu continued, Come on. I still give it a chance. Anyone who retreats will not be killed. He once again tried to intimidate them. A warrior said, Gold, golden dragon manifestation level. 6 divine fire. Raja Ning said, What are you afraid of? We have 2. Then he respectfully summoned the 6 masters to finish off the crazy girl. But no one came. One soldier said maybe the masters had fallen asleep and didn't hear it. This prince proceeds to respectfully summon the 6 masters and finish off that crazy girl. But still no one came. Li Siyu said to Prince Ning, I know that your heart is very rotten. Then King Ning called 6 masters repeatedly, but none of them came. Finally, King Ning ordered someone to look for their whereabouts. Maybe they got lost. The soldier immediately ran, but was instantly killed by Li Siyu. He continued, Whoever listened to King Ning's words, then he will be finished. If you don't rebel, I will have no reason to kill you. You think you're great. He continued that those who rebel today, I will allow you to join this kingdom. And whoever betrays me today, it is the same as betraying the dynasty. Betraying the residents. Don't hope you can escape. You guys have been surrounded by me. The soldiers said, Your Highness, please forgive us. We were all forced by King Ning. Our loyalty to His Majesty is in our deepest hearts. I just want to be a noble spy. Then the soldiers were killed. Huang Tianho said that I have known His Majesty for a long time and I know that he is only holding back. Didn't I already say that? Anyone who rebels will regret it. Meanwhile, Li Siyu thought that he could only endure it for a while by using immortality consciousness. Back then, even the ancestors of the 6 sects who were at the peak of the divine fire realm were just weak ants to him. He was very lucky today. If 6 divine fire realm masters really appeared, then things would become complicated. He says troops listen to my orders. All traitors must be beheaded. Then they started killing the traitors. King Ning was frightened. He knew he had lost. How could he become so strong? Then King Ning gave another order. Everyone in the profound realm attacked at the same time. Surround and kill them. The cultivators gathered and began to attack. But Li Siyu used the Dragon Control Divine Technique. A cultivator was shocked by the Dragon Control Divine Technique. That is the great power of the upper realm. Why does it appear below? Blessed be the Emperor. A soldier says, God, he is only 26 years old. Another said my whole body was shaking. I can't move. Then a group of mysterious people appeared. Another person said this is the Emperor. Another person said that the Siyu girl was very strong. Lin Tianhong said Emperor Shenfeng was truly talented. The imperial aura radiated all the way to the 9th heaven. If it's like this, the future will be maintained. I was afraid that he would become the new Shihe Emperor. Meanwhile, King Ning, who had lost badly, told everyone not to panic. The divine fire masters of the 6 sects will be here soon. Have to be confident. King Ning tried to convince all his troops, but the question arises as to why the divine master did not come. Could it be that they have felt the divine power and are afraid of death? A soldier comes and says, Report, and His Majesty King Ning asked where the masters of the 6 sects had gone. Therefore he said that in the forest outside the city the remains of the masters were found. They are all dead. King Ning said, How is that possible? They were all experts at the divine fire realm. He said, How could it be? Could it be the chairman? You guys have moved. But it was impossible that the old man would not interfere in the battle for the throne. They are also closer to Raja Ning than to me. In death, Siyu decided to forget all that. What is clear is that she must immediately hurry and finish this war for the sake of her husband. And the townspeople. He says, Let's clear this battle area and go to meet my husband. Li Siyu continued to quickly assume a battlefield stance. Capture King Ning alive. Those who protect the city will be rewarded. Huang Tianho said, "Everyone follow my orders. Kill the enemies and capture Raja Ning alive." They all attacked towards King Ning. King Ning said even though he lost, they are not worthy to judge it. Then King Ning took his sword and he committed suicide. He said this king rebelled, feeling guilty and killing himself. Find a quiet place to bury it. Lin Tianhong returned home, and Li Siyu had returned to wife mode and immediately went to hug Lin Tianhong. He says, "My wife is sorry to keep you waiting." He replied, "I didn't expect the fight to happen so quickly. The whole city is controlled by martial artists, so you definitely can't move freely, right?" Lin Tianhong continued, "I'm sorry for making you worry." He also said, "I am not afraid of anything. I'm just afraid I won't be able to see you again." Inside, Siyu felt afraid. If it was today, he would lose the battle. Luckily, he was able to win it. Lin Tianhong said, "Don't worry. According to the news, King Ning's troops have been defeated, and now we are safe." That's right. Lin Tianhong felt that his wife was really scared. This problem must be removed from its roots. The 6 sects cannot be left alone. And he said thank goodness because His Majesty the Emperor is really strong. His cultivation reached level 6 of the Divine Fire Realm, and he defeated the rebels with his own strength. So he responded correctly. The citizens thought that if His Majesty was so strong as the Emperor, we didn't need to worry about anything. Li Siyu felt happy hearing her husband's praise. Lin Tianhong said again, "It seems like my wife has become a fan of His Majesty the Emperor." And they went into the house and ate. In his heart, Lin Tianhong thought that he should find an excuse to go out of town and destroy the 6 sects, while the two of them were eating. Lin Tianhong said to his wife that he had a big order, and a few days ago it was delayed due to Raja Ning's problem. Tomorrow maybe he will go to Black Rock City to buy some ebony wood. His wife also gave permission, but in her heart Siyu thought that it was bad, because that way he could clean up the remaining problems of King Ning. Then the next day Lin Tianhong left. When Lin Tianhong left town, someone followed him, and Lin Tianhong knew that someone was following him in the middle. Lin Tianhong thought that the emperor here was too vigilant and had to send someone to monitor anyone who left the city. Then the person's head was hit by his colleague. He said they weren't there to monitor him, but what they do is provide protection. But then they lost track of Lin Tianhong, and the current guard has lost track of him, because now Lin Tianhong has reached thousands of miles of the dynasty map. Now Lin Tianhong has arrived at the Valley of Thousands of Flowers. Then Lin Tianhong took something from his clothes. When Lin Tianhong uses immortal power, he will immediately ascend to the upper realm, and the primordial eye of Hongmeng could block everyone's power, and allows him to use immortal powers in the underworld. This Valley of Thousands of Flowers is full of female cultivators who bathe in flowers every day. Their bodies were filled with a strange scent that could confuse people's minds. A woman said, "Sister, Senior's skin is very soft and smooth." Another woman said Junior Brother's legs are also very amazing. Then they noticed Lin Tianhong's presence. The blonde woman said, "Oh, that guy over there, where did that come from? How dare he barge into our Valley of Thousands of Flowers? Quickly kill him." In this heart and weak, he considered themselves strong. "It's been a long time since I last killed that many people. This is one of the reasons I became a devil." Then Lin Tianhong flicked his hand, and they all died instantly. Now we move to the hall. There were many female cultivators there meditating. The female cultivators noticed Lin Tianhong's presence, and immediately approached him. The female cultivator in red said, "Who are you to dare barge into our Valley of Thousands of Flowers?" Someone in the back uses telepathy and says he looks very strange. What is the background? Another person also used telepathy and said, "I have never seen him." Could he be an ordinary cultivator around here? Lin Tianhong said, "I came here to ask you a question." Lin Tianhong said the master of the Valley of Thousands of Flowers died in Fengjing City, and everything can end peacefully, or you choose to take revenge, and war with the Shengfeng dynasty. They were shocked that the Rose Master of the Valley of Flowers was dead. Who really dares to kill members of the Valley of Thousands of Flowers? Hurry up and tell us. Those old farts from the Shengfeng dynasty dared to make a move. Doesn't that mean they don't take our Thousand Flower sect seriously? This time, let's kill them all. I've long seen the rotten eyes of the old men there. Lin Tianhong cut, "Don't worry. Overall, I am very satisfied with your answers. Killing today is indeed the right choice. You are very lucky to be the first." The woman said that you are so arrogant that you want to destroy the 6 sects. Let's see your abilities. Quickly kill him and make flower fertilizer. Then they all flew to attack Lin Tianhong. Lin Tianhong said, I'm not great at bullying the weak, if any of you are still alive. After one attack, this god will spare his life. Then in an instant they were all unable to move, and a palm strike appeared from the sky. One said, run. They couldn't move, and they wondered how could a master as powerful as him appear in the Shenfeng dynasty. Master, please let us go. I and the others are willing to be your subordinates. Lin Tianhong said, I've given you a chance. If you think you can run away, just do it, the woman said again. Master, please let us go. But Lin Tianhong still didn't let them survive. With this attack, Lin Tianhong produced a large explosion and they all died on the spot. Lin Tianhong needed 5 minutes to complete it. There should still be time. Then Lin Tianhong went straight to the Qinghe area. We moved to the land north of the Qinghe region. In the middle of the snow there was a horse vehicle. The person riding the horse said to young and old that in front there was a black and white Dao palace. The young master said, wait for my uncle. I heard that the cultivators there are very troublesome. He was looking for a beautiful girl so young and old could have her. Suddenly the horse stopped, and it was Lin Tianhong who was blocking the way. Then the horseman chased Lin Tianhong away, and the young master shouted at him. He said, don't you have eyes? Go away from here. Do you know who I am? But Lin Tianhong ignored them. He asked who he was. Then the coachman said that the young and old were disciples in the new generation who passed the test and were selected into the black and white Dao palace. The young master said that he wanted to leave the ordinary world to become a top. Lin Tianhong replied, I'm afraid your dream will never come true. The young master was angry and said, who are you? How dare you talk like that? Just so you know, my uncle is the master of the black and white Dao palace. Dare to offend this young and old. Believe it or not, you will be destroyed. You don't understand who is stronger. A mortal cannot change their destiny. Lin Tianhong replied, but soon the black and white Dao palace would disappear. Likewise with your uncle. What other family relations do you have? Then Lin Tianhong immediately teleported into the black and white Dao palace. There were still a lot of people gathered. Someone said the name of my black and white Dao palace has already spread to various places. Many people have come here. Most of them are good seeds. Now my place is stable. Then suddenly a big lightning bolt appeared. They are all shocked. Someone said, look, there are people in the sky. Someone in the sky. He says, who is he? His aura was very threatening. Another said this was the territory of the black and white Dao palace. Even though he was very strong, his choice to come here would still end in death. Then the palace master said, your audacity to cause trouble in the black and white Dao palace. He is this master's great guest. This is a palace master. The palace master was the strongest person in the divine fire realm world. He was a presence that was half a step into the divine first realm. Then a portal door appeared. Several people came out of there. Everyone said in unison to be more respectful towards the palace master. The palace master came straight away. Even the other leaders also joined in. The person who said that stupid young man over there was really done for. The palace master said, how did you know how to break into the black and white Dao palace? You here only worsen the reputation of my Dao palace. Lin Tianhong replied, this black and white Dao palace would disappear. What's the use of reputation? Your presumptuous audacity is quite big. You're dead kid. Then the palace master began to attack Lin Tianhong. Then Lin Tianhong used the previous skill with the palm of his hand. My goodness, what a move that was. Lin Tianhong said this move was called a slap to the face. Lin Tianhong managed to block his attack. This power is impossible in the human world. Then Lin Tianhong's attack produced a huge explosion, and they all died instantly. Just a moment ago, the person riding the horse said, our young and old have arrived at the black and white Dao palace. The young master said the person just now was definitely just bragging. If I meet him again, I will force him to drink my holy water. But when they look up, Uncle Gun, quickly see what it is. There you can see the final result of Lin Tianhong's attack. Since getting married, Lin Tianhong's character has become softer because they have disturbed his wife's life. But instead they die without pain. And there are still 4 more sects left. Let's break it all down. This time, Lin Tianhong made 4 clones of himself, while his real self said, "Pick one sect and destroy them. Don't leave anything behind." They immediately scattered. A few moments later, Lin Tianhong's 4 clones managed to blow up the entire city. Now the 6 problematic sects are finished. Time to go to Black Rock City for shopping, then go home. Then Lin Tianhong thought about what his wife would give to this hard-working husband. Lin Tianhong began to imagine his wife. Then Lin Tianhong imagined that his wife would say, "My husband's chicken thighs are too annoying. Help me catch him." "My husband, I had a hard time getting these clothes. I also learned a secret technique yesterday and tried out what style this is." That moment was really embarrassing. Then Lin Tianhong immediately went faster and faster. He shopped faster and faster, and go home quickly. Then we moved back to the palace. "See you," said you husband. Gone not too long, but I'm still angry with him. It took him several days to return from Black Rock City, and by then I could no longer sleep on him. I don't have the power to handle this government problem. Then came Huang Tianho, who reported. He says, "Your Majesty, something big has happened. Li Siyu said you have followed me to death, so what do you need to be afraid of?" Then Huang Tianho answered 666. Li Siyu didn't understand what he meant. 666, do I also have 77? Tell me correctly. Then Tianho opened the paper. He explains the 6 major sects were all destroyed in one day. They cause world change. How could that be? And Tianho continued that spies had been sent to investigate this matter, but there was not a single clue. Those who can do it must only be true immortals. Then the emperor awakened his spiritual consciousness. Although this is great, it is incomparable to true immortals. Who is he? What is his goal of destroying the 6 sects? Is to create chaos in the Shengfeng dynasty. How is it that no one in this world has reached the true immortal realm? But he could destroy an entire country with one move. If he wants to harm my Shengfeng dynasty, then my husband and I must go to the underworld together. If I was reincarnated, I don't know how many lives I would have to live before I could meet my husband again. I don't want to separate from my husband. What should I do? Lin Tianhong never thought about destroying the 6 sects so that they wouldn't bother Fengjing City anymore. The result actually scared his wife. Lin Tianhong also came down from the tree. After buying ebony. Meanwhile, he will go home. He really didn't want to leave his wife for too long. Then suddenly there was an explosion behind him. Lin Tianhong turned around and looked at the profound realm brat. There are 6 people. Then Lin Tianhong decided not to interfere with them. Or this god's time will actually be delayed. It's better not to cause trouble, so he can quickly meet his wife. Then someone was running. It turned out she was a woman and she was injured. The woman was holding a green jade flute. The woman used her flute to attack a group of people, but someone in the group managed to restrain him. He said that he couldn't run anymore. Fall back obediently and follow us. What if we put him in a cage and take him away? The appearance of your human form becomes useless with all the wounds on your body. The girl said, "Get lost. I will not give up." Lin Tianhong recognized the green jade flute. It was a gift he gave 7th brother before leaving Nanzhou 10,000 years ago. Looking at the green jade flute in the girl's hand, making Lin Tianhong wonder, is he a descendant of the Lin family? 10,000 years ago, some people were praying because of the death of their family members. But suddenly, the dead family members wake up. Lin Tianhong came from the earth to take the body of the Lin family's 3rd son who had just died. His family was shocked. When they saw their son was still alive, Lin Tianhong suddenly had a family he didn't know about. In this world, it makes him very uncomfortable, so that I can get rid of this strange feeling. He ran away from home and found out about immortal Tao. He began a long journey. On the way he found treasure, relying on the supreme treasure of primordial gems. It didn't take long. The realm can rise quickly. He only took 5 years to enter the realm of immortality and become the #1 person in Nanzhou. Then in 100 years he broke through the immortal realm and ascended to the upper world. Before boarding, he returned to the Lin family, laying incense on his parents' graves, and left an immortal artifact for the Lin family. This could guarantee great fortune for this family for thousands of years, and the 5th divine treasure. He gave the green jade flute to the 7th brother who had the best relationship with him, because he met the descendants of the Lin family. He had to save him. One of the thugs said kill him. With this, there is no more Lin family. People in his group said our big brother used up a lot of resources to get to this point. How about we take advantage of this beauty and take her head to get a reward? When they saw the woman, your idea is great too. In that woman's heart will I die today. The Lin family that had controlled all of Nanzhou for 10,000 years would just disappear. I don't want to, the girl cried. He didn't want it. Then Lin Tianhong said, 6 little mice dare to touch the Lin family. You guys die. Then Lin Tianhong came to help the girl, because he wants to be a hero. Let him do it. Then we can release them into the underworld and become ghosts together. The woman says, stop, what you guys want to kill is me, don't kill the guilty person. I'll do it anyway. Go hell. Hate yourself for being an ordinary person who can't do anything. But the woman immediately came to his aid and held him back with her flute. You want to stop me, you fool. As long as I'm still breathing, I won't let you hurt innocent people. Go away. Young Master Ling Yun appreciates your kindness. The girl told Lin Tianhong to run and not waste her life. Then the criminal said that he himself was in danger. Was he still trying to save her? Then how about he helps? Wouldn't it be great if you were a ghost couple in the underworld? Lin Tianhong patted Ling Yun's shoulder. He said back off because you guys really want to die. I won't give you time to say the last words. And he just snapped his fingers and they all died instantly. Seeing this, Ling Yun immediately knelt in front of Lin Tianhong. He thanked Senior for saving him. Ling Yun will never forget it. Then Lin Tianhong asked him something. He asks about her relationship with Lin Jue. Ling Yun was shocked, because Lin Jue is his ancestor. Lin Jue is the ancestor of Ling Yun from 10,000 years ago. A 5th-rank treasure, the green jade flute, was his inheritance. Ling Yun then thought about whether he knew his ancestors, but it is impossible. Lin Jue's ancestors lived 10,000 years ago. How could he possibly know him? Then Lin Tianhong thought that the girl had the 7th brother's blood essence in her body, even though it is very weak. Then Lin Tianhong healed Ling Yun, and they continued saying that they wanted to kill you, and the Lin family disappeared. What happened to the Tai Huang Bell immortal artifact? They should have had luck that even immortals couldn't spoil. There are no immortals in the entire South. How could it be? Then Ling Yun told him that only he was left in the entire Lin family. His father and mother died. Grandfather, uncle, and aunt. They were all killed by people from Lingshuan Holy Land. Lin Tianhong heard the news that the entire family had died, and he became angry. He released a very strong aura and made Ling Yun tremble with fear. He almost fell to the ground. If only Lin Tianhong hadn't caught him. He asked if the girl was fine. Ling Yun thanked Senior. And Lin Tianhong asked what really happened to the Lin family. Ling Yun also told the story. This happened about 500 years ago. 500 years ago, Lin Hong, the eldest son of Patrick, married a woman from the 3 holy lands of Nanzhou. At that time, his family was still the largest noble family in Nanzhou, and they are the center of various powers. But Lin Hong died while carrying out his mission in battle. Lin Ruyu, who was sad, directed her hatred towards the Lin family. He said, it was your foreign family who killed my husband. You've climbed to the top in Nanzhou. Why are you doing this? You are all murderers who killed my husband. While slapping the old man, he said, you are presumptuous. Many children from the Linku family have made sacrifices for their people. How dare you women of this generation blame the ancestors of the Lin family? Seeing his mother being slapped made the boy ask sadly. The little boy boldly pointed at the old man and said, you didn't just hurt Daddy, but you even hurt Mother. I hate you. How presumptuous, said the old man, and then he ordered the 2 of them to be dragged out. After that, Lin Ruyu learned that the Lin family had an immortal artifact. He also realized that another family's power had something to do with the artifact. As the princess of Lingshuan Holy Land, she wanted revenge for the Lin family. He conspired with the master of Lingshuan Holy Land and plotted for years. In the end, he used his son Lin Yi to seize the Tai Huang Bell. Tai Huang Bell only recognizes the blood of the Lin family, and to prevent this artifact from falling back into the hands of the Lin family. So the Lingshuan Holy Land began to exterminate all the blood descendants of the Lin family. Lingshuan Holy Land's plan was progressing smoothly, and no one in the entire southern region dared to help the Lin family. And until the end, Only our family branch remained. We hid for hundreds of years. It was us thinking that one day we could have a place to live. But 3 years ago, the people from Lingshuan Holy Land still soured our Lin family. Here, Ling Yun is still with her parents. His father said, Ling Yun, leave us and get out of here. But Ling Yun said, no. I won't go. I will stay with you. His father said that he was the last descendant of the Lin family. Whatever happens, you have to survive and take revenge for your father and mother for the Lin family. Then Ling Yun left them. Lin Tianhong said, in the war of the weak being preyed upon by the strong, revenge must be taken. Whoever is strong will be respected. Since Lingshuan Holy Land destroyed the Lin family, then let this god destroy them. Ling Yun asked your senior from our Lin family before. Suddenly, Ling Yu's face turned red. Lin Tianhong asked what was wrong with you. In his mind, Ling Yun was very embarrassed. He thought senior was fascinated with him and wanted to save him. She thought about repaying him with her body, but now Lin Tianhong was holding his forehead. Then Lin Tianhong asked why he suddenly felt Ling Yun's forehead hot and her breathing irregular. Then Ling Yun asked about his position in the Lin family. Lin Tianhong replied that his position was no longer important, and he invited the girl to go to the Holy Land to avenge the Lin family. Ling Yun tried to prevent it, because Lingshuan Holy Land is the largest holy land in Nanzhou. There are many experts there. If seniors go there, he was afraid they would become butterflies burned by the fire. What's more, they have the Tai Huang Bell immortal artifact. Then Lin Tianhong said, then he would show how to destroy something with a snap of his finger. Then the two of them immediately went to Lingshuan Land on swords. Ling Yun said this senior is too fast. Lin Tianhong said underworld people can't resist the power of teleportation. So we can only fly with this sword. If I don't hurry, my wife will wait a long time, he said. 3 days later, Lin Tianhong took Ling Yun across. He thought he was going to die, and they had arrived. This is the Holy Land of Lingshuan. The two of them successfully entered the Lingshuan Holy Land. Inside there were lots of people gathered. One said the Holy Lord finally refined the Tai Huang Bell and survived the calamity of the heart in just the blink of an eye. Congratulations on the achievement. In the realm of immortality, someone said it had been almost 1,000 years since the last appearance of the Taoist realm of immortality in Nanzhou. The last person to break through the immortal realm was the ancestor of the Tianlong dynasty, Taoist Tianlong. From now on, our Lingshuan Holy Land is equal to the Tianlong dynasty. Another person said that the Taoist Pasanglong could only live for 100 years. This time, the Lingshuan Holy Land will control the entire Nanzhou, the realm of immortality, the strongest presence in all of Nanzhou. Here we look at the forbidden area of the Lingshuan Holy Land. The big door opened, and someone came out of it. This person is the Holy Master Lingshuan. In order to monetize the Tai Huang Bell, previous generations of Holy Masters sacrificed a lot of themselves. After practicing the secret technique, their blood changes exploded and died, and now it finally works. The Tai Huang Bell completely changed masters. Just by combining a little blood from the Lin family and successfully breaking through to the realm of immortality, the Holy Lord approached his people, and his people in unison said congratulations to the Holy Lord on his breakthrough to the immortal realm. Everyone raised their hands and everyone immediately became silent. We have refined the Tai Huang Bell and reached the realm of immortality. No one can love us in all of Nanzhou. To show my dignity, it is time to hold a meeting. Seeing that the greatest Holy Lord Immortal was invincible, then someone said, Lingshuan, your dream of ruling Nanzhou will not come true. He said, nonsense. Who dares to trespass my holy land? Lin Tianhong continued, today you will pay for the blood of the Lin family with all the lives of Lingshuan Holy Land. Lin Tianhong immediately approached the place in front. Lingshuan asks who you are. Aren't you afraid of dying for causing chaos in my holy land? Someone said the female Saint Lord was the only Lin family left. She is Ling Yun. It turned out to be the rest of the Lin family. Are you trying to fall into my trap? But Ling Yun said, you thief, you were the one who killed my parents. I won't forgive you. Someone said the chiefs here did it. Now you are only at the 4th level of the profound realm and want to discuss grudges. You'll never succeed. Lin Tianhong asked Ling Yun, "Do you want to kill them with your own hands?" And he answered, "Of course I want to. That is my dream." But this person was at the 5th level of the divine fire realm. "In 20 years, I definitely can." Then Lin Tianhong said that it didn't take that long, because now he can do it. Holy Lord Lingshuan said, "Young man, you seem quite strong, but meddling with the matter of Lingshuan Holy Land with the rest of the Lin family. Very unwise. I am happy today. If you leave, I will forgive you." Then by patting Ling Yun's shoulder, Lin Tianhong said that Lingshuan was weak. "Since when can you command a god?" Then suddenly something strange happened inside Ling Yun's body. Ling Yun gained strength unexpectedly. Ling Yun suddenly gained strength. He asked Lin Tianhong, "Senior, what power is this?" And Lin Tianhong answered, "Don't be distracted, just feel it. This is a small gift from this god." People in the crowd looked shocked. What happened? People in the crowd were wondering what happened to Ling Yun. The girl awakened her power in an instant. Divine Fire Realm. This is the realm of divine fire. How could it be? From level 4 of the profound realm straight to the divine fire realm. Ling Yun wondered, is this the power passed down by Senior? This is really great. Not just breaking through the divine fire realm, but it's level 5. What does that mean? Something that a god couldn't do, he could do easily. What is the man's background? Ling Yun said Ling Yun was grateful for the inheritance given by Senior. Lin Tianhong replied that it didn't matter and don't think about it. Go do what you want. The girl thanked Senior. Then Ling Yun said Lingshuan was a jerk. I want to take your dog's head as a sacrifice for the death of my parents. Come here and die. This woman is too reckless and arrogant. He wanted to take the name of this man who was at the 5th level of the divine fire realm. If we don't try, how will we know? He said. Ling Yun uses his flute. He made a sneak attack. The two of them continued to attack each other. Everyone who witnessed it couldn't believe it. How could that be? He was just a remnant of the Lin family. Even the Sahua's sword could not damage it. Looks like I can only use that move. He said the rest of the Lin family. I have to say you got this old man serious. And his posture changed. He continued. Letting you escape that time was my biggest cock. But this old man will take care of you. Move here, blue light sword. Holy shit, this is bad. Ling Yun was hit by his attack. He said, today your Lin family was completely wiped out. Do you really want to live? You're too weak. Ling Yun felt that his body was currently very sick. His body didn't listen to him. Even though he had already received the power of a senior, what was the difference with this great enemy? Damn, he had wasted Senior's kindness. Then Lin Tianhong used telepathy to talk to Ling Yun. Ling Yun, don't panic. It was a senior's voice. Lin Tianhong said, close your eyes. Next he snapped his fingers. Then suddenly Ling Yun realized and said, isn't this the sea of consciousness for passing down skills? The meaning is very deep. This is not the time for confusion. The words and all the images entered my body. Feel good. Why have you given up? As a tribute to your bravery, this old man will cut you with a sword. So you don't feel pain. When the war almost hit him, Ling Yun said, don't be too happy yet. Suddenly the old man felt depressed. Ling Yun said, old dog, don't get in my way. Now is the time. Ling Yun starts playing the flute. People seeing that were shocked. How could it be? While groaning, he said this god had brought good material for the show. He who is in the nether can summon something from the realm above. It's a phoenix. The phoenix really exists and she summons beasts from the upper realms. He wondered if he was the culprit. Ling Yun said, kill. Don't expect that you can kill me easily. This old man will not lose to that attack. The old man immediately collapsed. Then Ling Yun said, grandfather, father, mother, rest in peace. Ling Yun has already avenged you. The people who saw that looked in disbelief. He really killed it. Someone shouted silence. Unfortunately, what happened? The wind was very strong. When those people looked up, they were stunned when they saw him. He was the legendary great master of the god Tribulation Realm. You're dead, he said. Ling Yun, who still hadn't recovered, was shocked when he saw that he was about to be attacked. He couldn't resist this attack with his body. And then Lin Tianhong said, no need to worry, I'm here. Lin Tianhong secretly immediately teleported behind him. Of course, the great master was shocked. Lin Tianhong said, scum, scum. Then with one finger, Lin Tianhong killed the great master. Everyone was shocked. How could the god of tribulation just disappear? The people were shocked. The great lord disappeared in an instant. They wondered if he was a senior immortal. Then he asked what realm senior was in. He replied that young people are not allowed to be too curious. Knowing the answer would not be good for his heart. Ling Xuan said, "You were too relaxed in my Ling Xuan Holy Land. Do you think here no one can beat you? Your land is just wasteland." He said, "This god can come in and out as he pleases." "Nonsense, look at the trump cards of Ling Xuan Holy Land before spouting nonsense," he said. Ling Yun said about the trump card, "Don't worry, this senior is bad, we better stop." But Lin Tianhong said he didn't need to worry. He just needed to play his trump cards. And he continued, "Shouldn't you be more careful? Thank you for giving me time to set lots of traps." He answered, "You looked a little worried. Do you know that something?" Ling Yun also explained that he had only heard a few rumors about this. Some say that Ling Xuan Holy Land has an immortal inheritance. But at first I thought this was just a legend. But recently there were people saying that the princess of Ling Xuan Holy Land held the immortal inheritance. "Senior, please be careful." Lin Tianhong said immortal inheritance was interesting. Ling Yun said senior wasn't even afraid of his immortal inheritance. "Who exactly is that senior?" "And now it's time for the show," Ling Xuan said with a laugh. "Accept the consequences of offending Ling Xuan Holy Land. Men don't know themselves," he said, then took out the Tai Huang Bell immortal weapon. Everyone was shocked. "It is the power of holy prayer." Ling Xuan said that he had refined the Tai Huang Bell. The presences below mortals were simply ants. He could also fight those above immortal. Then Lin Tianhong said to Ling Xuan, he said, "You immediately feel invincible just because you can fly." Lin Tianhong mocked him for being like a child. Then Ling Xuan, who was angry, directed the Tai Huang Bell at Lin Tianhong. "You deserve to die," he said. Ling Xuan uses the bell to attack Lin Tianhong. But Lin Tianhong casually said, "Bell, come here." Then the bell came into Lin Tianhong's hands. They all didn't believe it. That's impossible. Wouldn't the Tai Huang Bell already recognize Ling Xuan as its master? Why didn't he obey his orders? Believe it or not, he will destroy his spiritual consciousness. And he said, "Interesting. You want to use it against me?" And whatever Ling Xuan tried to say to the Tai Huang Bell, it didn't respond or listen to her commands. Lin Tianhong said to Little Bell that he was a great master. "Bet you didn't answer that." The Tai Huang Bell remained silent. Then Ling Xuan recalled the beautiful memories she had with the Tai Huang Bell. He said, "Little Bell, what do you really want? Yesterday you obeyed me. Why are you opposing me now? You want to lose control. If you still don't listen to my orders, I will destroy your spiritual consciousness. Don't think I'm afraid. I really will. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 2.4, 2.5. What happened? Ling Xuan was angry. He said, "Tai Huang Bell, how dare you, Little Bell? How could you do this to me? Over the years, have you forgotten everything that happened between us so far? We are still inseparable. We went through everything together, all our moments, all our memories, what we share. Moment by moment, in the end, it all turns into spiritual blood. The contract between us is firmly established. Tell me, the little bell of friendship between us would throw it away that easily?" Tai Huang Bell looked moved. The bell went to Ling Xuan. He says, "Little Bell, I know you won't leave me." Ling Xuan was about to hug the Tai Huang Bell, but suddenly the bell stuck out its tongue and slapped Ling Xuan, then returned to Lin Tianhong's arms. Seeing Tai Huang Bell betray him and choose to entangle other people's feet made Ling Xuan both angry and sad. He also said, "Then don't blame me for being cruel. Today I will destroy you." And he pulled the bell rope. Lin Tianhong said, "Don't be afraid. Break his soul pact." Then Lin Tianhong cut the rope. Ling Xuan said that how could you destroy the spiritual blood contract by force? It's what nature can do. He says, "Do you want to feel his power?" Lin Tianhong said, "Then reuse your death as an entry ticket." Then Lin Tianhong used the bell, and the bell turned big. Ling Xuan didn't believe it. How could it be? "Oh my, that's huge. Is this the true power of the Tai Huang Bell?" Lin Tianhong told Ling Xuan to stay close to him. Then the tofu bells began to destroy everything that existed. They all run. How could it be so powerful? This cannot possibly happen, even though the Holy Land was razed to the ground. Lin Tianhong told Ling Yun not to be afraid. It is all over. And when Ling Yun raised his eyes, he saw that Ling Xuan's land was already razed to the ground. Ling Yun said, "Senior, forgive me. I thought about this revenge for 500 years. Finally today I was able to reply to them. Then Lin Tianhong called the Taihuang bell, and the Taihuang bell became small again and came into his hands. Lin Tianhong said, "Because you are the only descendant of the Lin family, you must inherit this Taihuang bell. This is a drop of your blood, and this Taihuang bell will immediately follow you as its master. And remember, before your power reaches the realm of immortality, you must not expend it to avoid disaster." Ling Yun asked Lin Tianhong if he was from the Lin family. Then he continued that the Taihuang bell could use all its power if it was in his hands. The realm that Ling Yun currently has is not worthy of it. Lin Tianhong also said that even though this bell was a high-level immortal weapon, in my eyes this is just a piece of rubbish. It's no use to me. You have great talent. I just cleaned your marrow and bones. And with the help of the Taihuang bell in the future, your cultivation speed will surpass all cultivators. Ling Yun didn't believe it. "Is that true?" he said. And Lin Tianhong said that it was true. And he entrusted the mission of defending the Lin family to him. Then Ling Yun gave Taihuang bell a drop of his blood. Then the bell entered Ling Yun's body. The bell entered his body. 10,000 years ago, in order to prevent the descendants of the Lin family from using immortal energy to cause disaster, Lin Tianhong placed a seal. In addition to the ability to take cover and suppress luck, all abilities have been sealed. This time the Lin family faced a major disaster. Lin Tianhong could help him just by unsealing the Taihuang bell. And then Lin Tianhong gave the girl a space ring. He said he could put anything in there. This will help him maintain the Lin family. In Lingshuang Holy Land, we can get many good things of the underworld. He gave some to Ling Yun and the rest to Empress Shenfeng, and let him improve his strength so that he and his wife can live in peace and quiet. After 100 years, he will help his wife ascend to the upper world and continue living a life full of happiness. It's all done, and see you. Then Lin Tianhong immediately left. After Lin Tianhong left, two people appeared. The person in white said, "What is this Lingshuan Holy Land? What disaster they received could be destroyed in just one night." The old man said this was the breath of an immortal weapon. It seemed like the first holy place in Nanzhou was destroyed by an immortal weapon. The person also said, how could an immortal weapon exist in a remote place like Nanzhou? Then the young man said, "Old man Qing, I have to get it." Old man Qing said that the power of this immortal weapon might not be able to withstand it. "Easy, sir. Let it go." I thought about it for some time. "You're right. After returning to Zhongzhong, it's better to tell father and send experts to look for the weapons together. Let's meet Bai Yun." Then the young master muttered, "If you like this young man, your only choice is to be mine. Don't expect to escape." Now we move to Lin City. Ling Yun returned home. He was packing his things. Then he saw a scroll. When the scroll was opened, it contained a picture of a person. He was shocked. Isn't this a senior? He thought when he saw the man in the painting. It says Third Son Lin. Immortal Lin created this painting in memory of Third Uncle. Ling Yun was shocked. His ancestors called him Third Uncle. Is this really a senior? Isn't it impossible that it happened 10,000 years ago? I'd better ask Senior to confirm. And Ling Yun immediately went to look for Lin Tianhong. The news of the destruction of Lingshuan Holy Land as the greatest Holy Land instantly spread throughout Nanzhou. Everyone in Nanzhou is really scared. This letter flying everywhere is an emergency. Now we move back to CU. The person who destroyed the Lingshuan Holy Land and the 6 sects should be the same person. He wondered what his purpose was. Someone said, "I have gathered some information, but so far there are no clues. This person is a master of the dead inner veins." Then he said, "I should immediately retreat and increase my cultivation for 5 years. Li Xiu thought that she would only be able to fully protect her husband after breaking through to the heavenly immortal realm. Wait until he reaches immortality. Then she would help her husband up. Now we move to Fengjing City. Here you can see 3 people, one of whom says, "Hey, have you found young Master Lin?" Another person said, "Not yet. What about you?" He answered, "Not yet." "Oh, how is this? What should we do? This is His Majesty's secret edict. If we can't find it, we will all die. I have an 80-year-old mother and a child. I don't want to die." "Don't panic. I have a solution," said his friend. Then he answered that the solution is that we burn incense and pray to all the gods to give us guidance. Come alone with me. I already know you can't possibly have a good idea. Then Lin Tianhong passed by riding a horse. They thought they looked happy. Then they went out of Fengjing City. Then Lin Tianhong went to the palace and gave Siyu all the inheritance of Lingshuan Holy Land. Li Siyu, who was meditating, was shocked when his head was thrown by the space ring given by Lin Tianhong, when he went inside and saw what was inside. It is full of treasures. The training resources here were stronger than those in the entire Fengjing dynasty. Who gave it to me? And since it has been given, how could he refuse it? This not only accelerated the improvement of his cultivation, but could also cultivate a superpower. Then someone knocked on the door. Xue Feng said that her husband had returned. Li Siyu said, "That stinky husband left her alone for many days." Finally he came back. He will make a very delicious dinner. Li Siyu smiled happily. Half an hour later, Li Wenye came because she received news that her sister-in-law had returned. He was happy to finally see his brother smile. Li Siyu said that because Lin Tianhong had returned, she couldn't stay in the palace tonight with him. Li Wenye said that as long as her sister was happy, she would be happy too. He knew that his brother had been worried lately because of the destruction of the 6 sects in Lingshuan Holy Land. He couldn't share his brother's worries. Because of that, your brother-in-law should do it. He said Big Brother would go train hard in the palace. If this year you don't break through to the concentrate realm, Big Brother will kill you. But nature concentrates really. But with his talent, he should have broken through long ago. It's just that Lin Wenye is lazing around. Practice hard. I want to go home to meet my husband. After saying that, Li Siyu left, leaving Li Wenye feeling jealous. Lin Tianhong finally arrived home. When he arrived home, he was greeted by his wife with a hug. The previous me was the strongest cultivator in the immortal world, followed by all the immortals. I didn't think I could relax and lean against my husband's chest like this. To feel happiness. I just feel so happy when I'm with him. Then the next day when Lin Tianhong left home, Siyu looked to check the situation. When it was safe, he went straight to the palace. While working in the palace, someone came. He said, "Old man Ge, what's wrong?" The old man explained that His Majesty, the 3rd prince of the Long Dynasty, had come to visit, as a special envoy. Do you want to meet him? The Tianlong Dynasty was one of the great powers in Nanzhou, but the Shenfeng Dynasty and them have always been at peace. The 3rd prince was the first master in the Tianlong Dynasty. He came back as a messenger. He asks why he came here, and it seems like he wants to propose to His Majesty. Li Siyu was surprised. Proposed. Does he think he's worth it? Old Jay calmed down His Majesty. Don't worry. The Tianlong Dynasty was a big country in Nanzhou. The 3rd prince is blessed with great talent. This is a true legacy. Tianlong Dynasty, even he was so terrible. The truth is, if you are afraid, I'm afraid there will be big problems. Siyu said I was the empress. Everyone knew it well that old man Ge had nothing to worry about, but they were already on their way. The 3rd prince also brought 2 strong men at the peak of the divine fire realm. He thinks they will do anything to make this marriage proposal successful. Li Siyu replied again, "What do you really want to say?" According to the ministers with our current strength, it is impossible for us to refuse their marriage proposal. Even if the viewer doesn't want it, you can agree for a while. Then find the best way to avoid their anger. Li Siyu was angry. Don't you consider my husband? Be calm, Your Majesty. Your Majesty is an empress responsible for all Your Majesty's people. Your husband is just an ordinary citizen. Not many people know him. Please continue, Your Highness. You have to do a lot of work every day. The pressure is really high. I can understand if Your Highness wants to experience an ordinary life. It's better if we ignore it, that way none of the long pole dynasties will get angry. Old Man Gay said at length. Li Siyu immediately slapped Old Jay. He said, "Since you have worked with me for years, I will give you leniency. I will just take away your cultivation. Old man Ge, you are getting older, you better go home and rest. Thank Your Highness for not killing me. I thank you very much." In his heart, Old Jay didn't think that his words would really affect His Majesty's heart. "I will resign. Take care of your noble self." Siyu also said that even though I have to sacrifice my life, I will not give up, and I will not leave my husband. I'm not afraid of the Tianlong dynasty. Come on, Lead the way, take me to meet the envoy of the Pole Long dynasty. We move on to the third prince of the Long Pole. A subordinate said that Her Majesty Empress Shenfeng dares to act arrogantly in front of you. He made us wait so long. The third prince said when I marry her, let's see if she still has the courage. I'm talented. My cultivation is also far from others. At the age of 30, I had already reached the third level of divine fire. But at the age of 20, he had already reached level 5. This rare talent in thousands of years should not be wasted. Another of his subordinates said, "Calm down, prince. This marriage was promised by our ancestors. It must be successful. Even the ancestors of the Shenfeng dynasty did not dare to oppose our ancestors. How dare they look down on us? Thousands of years ago, the three dynasties of Tianlong, Shenfeng, and Xuanwu united to build Nanzhou, but now Tianlong dominates Nanzhou. Xuanwu was in second place, and Shenfeng had long been out of sight of the royal family. Even 4 kings with different names couldn't hold back. If it wasn't for King Ning's rebellion, he wouldn't have shown his great talent and alarmed the Tianlong ancestors. Then suddenly someone said, "Guests from the Tianlong dynasty, I don't know what you want to do here." Turns out it was Cu. In his heart, the third prince thought that the Shenfeng dynasty was weak. How dare to look down on this prince? Just wait until the day of consummation. Let's see if you can put on a face like that. The third prince immediately got up and said, as expected by an empress. He got straight to the point. This prince will also say he is the envoy of the Tianlong dynasty. This prince has come to propose to Empress Shenfeng. 2 dynasties can form eternal friendship. Obviously, this will completely protect the peace of the Shenfeng dynasty. Cu said, "If your dynasty wants to marry, please. There are many princesses in my royal family. The third prince can choose anyone." In his heart, the third prince thought that he was really beautiful. Only this prince is worthy of it. The third prince said, "As a prince, how could your royal princess be worthy of being with me? Looking at the entire Shenfeng dynasty, only the empress is worthy of being with me. I am more than enough for you. But are you worthy of me?" Cu said to him. These words then made the third prince angry. He said, "Impudent of you, how dare you say our prince is not good enough for you? So you're saying I'm not good enough," said the third prince of the Tianlong dynasty. Then Li Siyu took out his golden dragon. The 3 of them were shocked. He continued, "You heard me clearly. Are you worthy of this marriage proposal that the third prince started?" Li Siyu continued, "The trash is trash, and you want to be like me." The third prince was angry that you said I was trash. "Do you want your little dynasty to be destroyed? I gave you a chance. I will tell you. You're no different from other trash. How dare you? This is what you will get." Then the third prince attacked Cu, but he casually attacked the third prince. The third prince was knocked out and hit the wall. "Have you seen how weak you are? Want to marry me? Do you think you are still worthy of me? You're trash." The third prince started to get emotional, and his face became strange, as if a demonic aura was coming out of his body. "This is serious? Your Majesty is starting to be cornered." He wanted to bring out his power, without looking at the consequences. "Quickly stop it." He tried to calm His Highness. He said, "Your Majesty, calm your qi. Is this the natural breath of the devil? Maybe the Tianlong dynasty is connected to the demon realm?" The third prince slowly began to return to his original body. "Anyone connected with the demon realm must not live. Someone said your third prince was too reckless. If just now the prince broke the seal, you could die," he said. After being calmed like that, the third prince came to his senses. He said that Elder Bai was right. He had been consumed by anger. Someone said that Empress Shenfeng was really presumptuous. How dare he attack the third prince? Do you think the Tianlong dynasty has no one? Li Siyu said that he only made him aware of the reality. The third prince's cultivation base was too low. Messy hair, and as ugly as a dog. If he marries the same as you, it won't just be the Shenfeng dynasty that will lose its reputation. The Tianlong dynasty will also be embarrassed because of you. The third prince felt hurt. The red-haired person said this was the decree of the ancestor of the Tianlong dynasty, and Her Majesty the Empress must agree to it. Li Siyu said he wanted me to kneel. "Don't dream. You don't have the right to choose," he said. And when he opened the scroll, from the scroll a blue dragon emerged. The dragon went towards Siyu. The immortal realm Taoists wanted to suppress me who had awakened the immortal Empress's consciousness. In the 9 heavens and 10 earths, no one dared to oppose him. The red-haired person was shocked when he saw that Siyu could withstand the coercion of the Qianlong decree. The third prince shouted that it was impossible. King Ning's rebellion had only been 1 year, and he had already surpassed the divine fire realm. The third prince fell down due to weakness. A white-haired person stopped him from falling. He said, "Your Majesty, stand up and don't lose the reputation of the Tianlong dynasty." The red-haired person said, "Empress Shenfeng, today you dare to reject Tuas Tianlong's edict. Just wait until we come back. Your Shenfeng dynasty will face the wrath of the Po Long ancestors." Then the 3 of them left. The war will start again. Li Siyu returned to the palace. Then Tianhuo came with Tianyu. He says, "Your Highness, I have come." Then Siyu threw the ring to him. Li Siyu said, "Use the things inside to train 100,000 people and form an army." Tianhu was surprised because training these 100,000 people would be very difficult. He said, "Your Majesty, even if you put all your Shenfeng holdings into it, this is still far from enough." When he wanted to look inside, Tianhou asked His Majesty how you got all these treasures. "If you said it fell from the sky, would you believe it?" Then they both answered they believed. "We believe all the noble words." Siyu said that was good. "The name of this team is Tianse. This is an ancient method of troop training that I found in the Imperial City's secret treasure. This can help you cultivate the Tianse army." Tianhou answered, "I understand, Your Majesty." He thought that His Highness was only 26 years old. Not only was his cultivation strong, but he was skilled in various arts of war. He was afraid that this talent could only be described with the words ancient and unique. Then Li Siyu said, "Bring the resources inside. Follow the scroll's instructions. Set up a shock formation in Fengjing City." Tianhou was shocked. This is a surprise formation. This was a grand formation that could kill immortals and devils in ancient legends. Thanks to this unknown person's resources, I can build the formation. As long as the formation is completed, even if the immortal realm Taoist does not die, I believe I can fight him. A small country with a low realm dares to oppose the power of the supreme heaven realm, and my task is finished. When I reach the realm of immortality, let's show my identity to my husband. I can't wait to see his expression. We move to the streets of Fengjing City. Here we see a woman. She is the saintess of Jixia Academy from the ancient holy land of Zhou. Her name is Bai Yun. Jixia Academy was created 10,000 years ago by immortal Lin, whose power shocked the entire Zhuantian realm. This is the #1 holy land in the Zhuantian region. But in these few thousand years, Jixia Academy's luck was bad. This has been rejected many times. Bai Yun gritted his teeth. He said that in order to escape from him, he ran to a remote area in Nanzhou. If it was in the past, Immortal Palace Village's disciples wouldn't have dared to mess with me. Then Lin Tianhong accidentally bumped into Bai Yun. Why I feel familiar. I think I know him. Now it's time to go home after work and hug my wife. Bai Yun says, "Master, wait a moment. You called me then?" Bai Yun started to look and saw Lin Tianhong. He looked at Lin Tianhong very seriously. The problem is that this charming face might accidentally attract the attention of bees and butterflies. But I already have a wife. Please forget me. Who do you think you are? Who else is interested in you? On the street, you and I are strangers. You look at my face very seriously, especially if you're not interested. In his heart, Bai Yun thought whether I had just seen him seriously. No, he must be lying, otherwise I would definitely tarnish my reputation as the saintess of Jixia Academy. Bai Yun said, "Can I know your name earlier?" Lin Tianhong said, "You said you weren't interested in me? Why do you have to know my name? Let me tell you, I really love my wife. You better give up." Bai Yun thought that he must be crazy. If my wife meets him, she will definitely misunderstand me. If he gets angry, I will suffer. Bai Yun said, "Don't worry, I am not interested in you at all. I'm just curious about your name. I just want to know your last name." Then Lin Tianhong told him that his name was Lin. Bai Yun suddenly remembered the painting and the person there. Why did he feel that they were so similar? "Isn't he the true patriarch of immortal Lin?" said Bai Yun, who lunged at Lin Tianhong until he fell. Lin Tianhong said, "Let go. This crazy woman abuses ordinary men." Then Bai Yun pulled Lin Tianhong up to the wall. He said, "My body belongs only to my wife. Please let me go." But Bai Yun still thought that he was very similar to Patriarch Immortal Lin. Could it be that the old man was bored with the world above and went downstairs to meet his relatives? If true, there is still hope that my academics can return. Then Bai Yun thought to test it. He then greeted Lin Tianhong respectfully. Bai Yun, a saintess of Jixia Academy, met immortal Patriarch Lin. In his heart, Lin Tianhong was just wandering around the streets, but instead, met him. When I moved around, I was afraid of meeting people I knew in Zhongzhou, so I chose Nanzhou. After all, Jixia Academy is in Zhongzhou. Why did he come here? Lin Tianhong couldn't help but wonder. Then Lin Tianhong sighed and said to himself, "Forget it. We no longer have a relationship. I have to go home quickly or my wife will worry." Then he said that you had the wrong person. I'm only at Foundation Realm level 6. Immortal, how could I be an immortal? Lin Tianhong added that I might be similar to him. He is lucky to have a girl as beautiful as you. But Bai Yun thought that this person was definitely Immortal Lin. He continues, "Since you are the wrong person, let me go first. My wife is waiting at home for dinner." But Bai Yun still doesn't seem to believe him. Then he secretly followed Lin Tianhong. Dan argued that it was just a coincidence, because they were walking on the road and heading in the same direction. Bai Yun followed Lin Tianhong home. Then Lin Tianhong knocked on the door and said, "My wife, your husband has come home." The door opened, and he saw his wife welcoming him home. She said, "My husband, you have come home." Lin Tianhong said, "My wife, I really missed you all day." But when Lin Tianhong was about to hug his wife, Li Siyu suddenly became angry. She asked, "Who is my husband?" It turns out that Bai Yun managed to follow Lin Tianhong home. When Lin Tianhong looked back, he was shocked to see Bai Yun behind him. "I admit that I followed it by accident. You don't mind, right?" And that made his wife angry. Lin Tianhong felt very scared. He also asked both of them for an explanation. Then Lin Tianhong swore that he would not turn to other women. She must believe in her husband. Because Lin Tianhong is a loyal husband to her, so there will be no other woman in his heart. But Li Siyu said, "My husband, you haven't answered his question." Then Lin Tianhong said, "My wife, what do you think my reputation will be like in the eyes of the neighbors?" His wife also answered that you are friendly and helpful. When he heard his wife Lin Tianhong's reply, "I was friendly and helpful." Then Lin Tianhong said, "Right. This person probably followed him by mistake and wanted to ask for help because her husband was so good." Li Siyu still didn't believe it, until Bai Yun confirmed this. He apologizes for the misunderstanding, and said that this little girl had just come to this city for the first time. "So I want to rent a house to live in. I see your house is very big, and only the two of you live in this house. Can I rent a room here?" But he refused. "No, should not. This house is not rented. You have to leave quickly." Bai Yun insisted, "Please think again. Money is not a problem." But Lin Tianhong answered firmly. "No," he said. "If I say no, then no." Then Bai Yun dropped a gold piece, and Li Siyu immediately approached Bai Yun and said it was late. It must be dangerous to let a woman walk outside at night. "Come on, you have to stay here first." And Bai Yun also said, "Thank you, madam." Bai Yun gave Li Siyu the rent money, which he happily accepted. If you think about it, the girl is not only beautiful, but also generous. Then Li Siyu told her husband that in their house there were many unused rooms, so it definitely has no effect at all. He said, "Husband, with this extra money I can add a delicious menu of dishes for you every day." Hearing that, Lin Tianhong finally agreed. After that, Bai Yun said thank you. But one thing that Bai Yun didn't know was that Siyu actually knew that he had hidden intentions. Ever since Siyu broke through to the realm of immortality, he could know the intentions of a person's heart. If you look at her physique, the girl is not only beautiful, but also has pretty good cultivation. The girl had hidden intentions in her heart. I don't know what it is. It's definitely not something that's just ordinary. Li Siyu wanted to know the girl's intentions. Why did she follow her husband? And if he means bad things, then just watch out. He will do more cruelly. Meanwhile, in his heart, Bai Yun thought he didn't know whether Lin Tianhong was Immortal Lin's ancestor or not. And he will find out the answer by watching his movements. Don't think he will get rid of it easily. Now Bai Yun has been living with them for 3 months. Currently, Bai Yun is looking at Lin Tianhong, who is sculpting a bodhisattva statue. At first, Lin Tianhong felt annoyed with him. However, when Bai Yun said that he wanted to buy the statue, Lin Tianhong didn't get angry. He would be happy to wrap the statue for him. Then Lin Tianhong said thank you, and was looking for a box to wrap it. Bai Yun thought that he had been watching Lin Tianhong for 3 months, but he was still confused because he couldn't find a single clue. In his opinion, Patriarch Immortal Lin was no different from ordinary people. Is it true that he has the wrong person? When Lin Tianhong came with the wrapper, what the two of them didn't know was that Li Siyu was watching the two of them. Bai Yun heard a loud noise, which turned out to be a squeeze of Li Siyu's hand. Did you hear the loud noise just now? Bai Yun asked Lin Tianhong, and he answered that maybe it was just your feelings. In the palace, Huang Tianho said, Your Majesty, I don't understand. He continued that he would only be loyal to His Majesty the Emperor and would continue to train. And to him, women were nothing but pink skulls, like dirt. Seeing Huang Tianho acting like that gave Li Siyu a headache. He asked Tianyu, if his brother behaved like that, would their Fu family be able to have children? Hearing that, Fu Tianyu replied that his mother and father were already looking for him. But forget it. Li Siyu would instead ask her who was also a woman. Fu Tianyu said that he had studied martial arts since childhood, and all day he just trains with the soldiers. Those stinky men, if they don't fight, they will disobey obediently. So Fu Tianyu said that he didn't know anything about men. Then Fi Tianyu said about the ancient kings of all dynasties who liked to watch dancers. Maybe a man will enjoy seeing a woman dancing. Li Siyu seemed to be thinking about dancing. Then he ordered to gather all the best dancers in the palace. Fu Tianyu and Huang Tianhu also listened to orders, and said, Well, Your Majesty, after they both left. Li Siyu looked thoughtful. Soon it will be her husband's birthday. He will use this opportunity to give an unforgettable gift. Meanwhile, outside the palace, Huang Tianho looked wondering. Why is Your Highness suddenly so happy? Then Fu Tianyu praised His Majesty. He said that His Majesty was very great. He learns things quickly. Her lotus steps were perfect, her body as light as the wind. She was like a dancer who came from heaven. His Highness is very talented. Li Siyu thought that today was her husband's birthday. He would come home quickly and prepare a surprise for her. On the other hand, Lin Tianhong could be heard laughing happily. He was happy that Bai Yun finally gave in to him. If this god-sealing technique does not reach the level of supreme immortal and demon, he could definitely feel it, but he is just an ordinary mortal. How could he possibly see anything? Now the girl settled in her room and spent the whole day practicing. Lin Tianhong felt very happy without that girl. He returned home and said, My wife, I'm coming home. For a moment he was confused because no one immediately opened the door. Lin Tianhong was already thinking all kinds of things, afraid that his wife would get hurt. But when he opened the door, all he saw was his wife standing in front of him beautifully dressed. Li Siyu said that today was her husband's birthday. He will perform a dance as a birthday present. Lin Tianhong was shocked. He didn't know that his wife could actually dance. Li Siyu said that he had just learned it. She asked her husband to be honest, whether he likes it or not. Lin Tianhong immediately answered that he liked it. He really liked it. How could he not like it? Then the husband and wife made love to each other. The wife dances and the husband plays the flute. Li Siyu didn't expect it. She was the first empress. Heavenly, the empress of the upper world would do that kind of thing with an ordinary man. But his heart was filled with happiness and joy. Li Siyu started dancing excitedly. Lin Tianhong saw his wife dancing and couldn't stop praising her with beautiful words. The dance is very beautiful, and the skill is exquisite. Birds and flowers flying add to the beauty of this view. His wife must have worked very hard to prepare for this dance. Lin Tianhong is grateful for getting a wife like this. What else does he need in this world? Then Bai Yun heard Lin Tianhong playing the flute. He looked to find out where the sound came from, and Bai Yun saw Li Siyu dancing beautifully accompanied by Lin Tianhong, who played the flute. Then you can see Lin Tianhong also playing other musical instruments. Bai Yun wondered when he saw the husband and wife pair. Is this the happiness of ordinary people? Will he be able to get it in this life? Then they both looked at each other. Li Siyu said, "My husband. Do you like my body dance posture?" Lin Tianhong praised his wife and said, "My wife, your skills are comparable to the fairies in the sky. This is a beautiful sight for me." Lin Tianhong remembered that 10,000 years ago he also sneaked into the immortal world. He had also seen dances from the mortal world, but I just watched. Li Siyu then said that if my husband likes it, I will often dance for you later. Li Siyu thought when she became empress all the fairies danced for her, but now she is willing to dance for my husband. Then Lin Tianhong approached his wife and said, "My wife, now is the time for us to work hard. A family will not be complete if there are no children. Well, what are they waiting for? Then don't waste your time." And Lin Tianhong immediately carried Li Siyu. When Bai Yun was meditating, he heard a commotion coming from Lin Tianhong and his wife's room. Bai Yun thought that the two of them were fighting. Because she was afraid that something untoward would happen, the girl went to take a look. And what a surprise he was when Bai Yun accidentally saw a scene he shouldn't have seen. Bai Yun apologized and left quickly and returned to his room. At a royal fortress, suddenly a group of troops was seen arriving. The troops were very large in number. Then a soldier banged his gong as a warning that a large army was approaching. A superior went up to see the situation. A soldier said spies came to report that the Tianlong dynasty had sent 300,000 troops. Yan had come this far just as a vanguard. The main force was still hundreds of miles away. This place can be protected easily, but it's hard to attack. And there were also 500,000 troops from the Shenfeng dynasty. The superior told his subordinate soldiers that they didn't need to be afraid. They will fight to the last drop of blood. The gong sounded to signal the start of the war. Meanwhile, at the palace, there appeared to be a man reporting a situation. The Tianlong dynasty had dispatched an army of 300,000 dragon warriors and had defeated General Zhen Shi's 500,000 army in one day. Tianlong Laoer has killed Shenfeng Erlang. Li Siyu also gave orders to Huang Tianhuo to complete his surprise formation. He then said, "General Tiansei, listen to my orders." Starting from the west to the capital, everyone along the road had to be evacuated to the capital of the hinterland. Only city protectors lived in various places to ensure that no one went hungry. In 2 months, he wanted to see Tiansei's troops thwart the enemy's plans. That stupid Tianlong Taoist forced her to marry that bastard third prince. And now he actually killed his Shenfeng people. Li Siyu vowed to guard the city gates and the residents of Shenfeng. The atmosphere of the city looked chaotic because it was hit by war. People were trying to escape. The dragon warrior army killed many troops and is heading there, even though Empress Shenfeng had been preparing for a long time. But the process of evacuating all residents will only make others panic. Why is it that when he and his wife want to live peacefully, there are always things that disturb them? The dragon warrior army was the great power of the Tianlong dynasty. This time Lin Tianhong will not move. 2 years passed. Let's see if Empress Shenfeng uses her gift well. Lin Tianhong then took a deep breath. It seems like no one is buying anything in this town. So he would close up shop and go home early. And when he returned, Lin Tianhong was greeted by his wife and the girl Bai Yun, who were holding hands. Bai Yun asked why the boss came home early. "Is it because you want to pack your things and run away immediately?" Then Lin Tianhong pretended to ask, "How did Miss Bai Yun find out?" "The townspeople panicked, and the Tianlong troops would soon kill the entire town. He and his wife are just mortals. How could they not feel afraid?" Then Bai Yun told them not to be afraid. He will protect them all. Protecting was easy for him. Lin Tianhong thanked you. He knew that Miss Bai Yun was not mortal. He thanked him once again for entrusting his and his wife's lives to him. Lin Tianhong thought that the student from Jixia Academy was great. He thought if he could find a chance to tell him that he was his patriarch, if Lin Tianhong trains him properly. In the future, Lin Tianhong won't have to clean up the trash. Lin Tianhong can make good use of it. Then people were heard delivering the news. It's over. It is over. The Tianlong troops came. People say that. There are also those who blaspheme the damn Empress Shenfeng, because he will get them all killed. They question what the big deal is about marrying third Prince Tianlong. Isn't it just getting married? Why should it be a problem? The Dian dynasty was the paradise of Nanzhou. You are the one who has been given the opportunity. How dare you reject the third prince? You've offended Taoist Tianlong. Why can't you restrain it a little and obey Taoist Tianlong's edict? Under the tutelage of the Tianlong dynasty and your talent, you thought the whole of Nansho wouldn't be in your future. Why are you so stupid? Li Siyu was pressured by the elders who scolded him because he was the cause of this war, and because of her who disobeyed the Taoist edict to marry the third prince of the Tianlong dynasty. Meanwhile, elsewhere, someone from the Tianlong dynasty said to the third prince, Fenjing City will be taken over in 3 days. The dragon army troops will cleanse this place with blood. The third prince sat on his throne. He said that stinky woman dared to insult him in public. Let her go. I will insult him in front of the corpses of the entire city. Look how arrogant he is. Remember, don't kill him. An old man said, Ocean, don't worry. With my help he couldn't escape. The third prince also thanked his third uncle for his help. In the west, the dragon army troops. This old man is an elder of the royal family of the Tianlong dynasty, Yinji Sanren. He was at the second level of the tribulation realm. Yinji Sanren said no matter what kind of girl, that woman must submit to my authority. That woman must be yours. She will be your woman today. Then suddenly there was someone's voice saying that Brother Yinju hasn't seen him for a long time. Who's that? Everyone is wondering. Someone said who dared to sneak into my dragon army barracks. He felt pressured. His aura was very strong. Yinji Sanren said that they didn't need to be afraid. Brother Feng Yu, now we are in a state of hostility. Do you dare to come out and come here? Then someone in red clothes came in. He said Ancestor Qianlong sent Brother Yinju here. The red-clothed man was the only ancestor with the divine tribulation realm in the Shenfeng dynasty. Feng Yu Sanren, first level of divine tribulation realm. He said Feng Yu Sunren wasn't that just to suppress me. This person is at the first level of the tribulation realm. He replied, What is the problem here and what price will my Shenfeng dynasty pay? Is the dynasty willing to withdraw its troops? The old man laughed. Don't joke, he said. Then he continued. First, Empress Shenfeng must abdicate and get rid of your Li clan. Second, the Empress must obey the Tianlong Taoist decree, namely to marry the third prince. The man in red said that he would promise him. Yinji Sanren was happy and said, Good. Brother Feng Yu, you saved a lot of our time and energy. He continued that tomorrow you must send Empress Shenfeng here and our troops will immediately withdraw. And a deal was made. The third prince clenched his fists. Li Siyu, that damn woman. It will eventually fall into the hands of this prince. He smiled evilly. When the time comes, let's see how obedient you will be before this prince, Yinji Sanren said to the third prince. Ootioan, you can vent your anger, but don't overdo it. That Li Siyu is too talented. The future of the Tianlong dynasty is in the hands of the two of you. After you marry her, put the most powerful slave soul mark on her. Hearing his third uncle's order, the prince understood. He thanks him and says he has his own way. We move back to the palace. We see many people prostrating themselves before the empress. Someone said the royal elders were all gathered in the central hall. But why couldn't the 4 kings with different names come? Someone responded to lower his voice. Kings with different names have not interfered in state matters for a long time. Cultivating their own strength, things like destroying a dynasty were of no importance. Using their strengths, they can avoid problems like this easily. It was a man with red hair sitting on a chair. He is Qianfeng Sanren, grandfather empress who was at the peak divine fire realm. He was angry and called Li Siyu. Come out and quickly meet us, he ordered. How dare you reject the edict issued by Taoist Tianlong? You brought destruction to the Shenfeng dynasty. You are not worthy to be Empress Shenfeng. Then Li Siyu appeared. He said, Stop. I am the goddess of heaven, Empress Shenfeng. Who dares to order me to abdicate? Grandfather Empress, who saw Li Siyu appear, said, You finally appeared. He continued his anger again. He blamed Li Siyu for the fall of the Shenfeng dynasty. He was the one who brought about the destruction of the dynasty. How did Empress Shenfeng commit such a big crime? Why doesn't he regret it? And immediately abdicated. Then Li Siyu took out a golden dragon. He says if his grandfather wants to punish him, then first see if they can afford it. Seeing a very large dragon made the people there start to fear. They were all shocked and looked in disbelief. In just 2 years, he had improved this much. Someone shouted, Empress Shenfeng had arrived. Then Li Siyu entered with his staff, and Li Siyu gave off a very strong aura. Even his grandfather was shaking. He exuded an extremely powerful aura that even frightened this old man. Li Siyu continued again who wanted to punish him. Because he was scared, his grandfather said. Li Siyu, this old man is your grandfather. You're too presumptuous. Quickly get rid of your stubbornness. Then Li Siyu said, Don't you want to expel him from the Li family? And you dare to call yourself grandfather in front of me? Sassy! Someone shouted very presumptuously. He pointed at Li Siyu and said, You are very presumptuous to the ancestors. How do you see us ancestors? Quickly kneel and admit your mistake. Hearing that, without hesitation, Li Siyu immediately killed that person. The person died instantly. His grandfather was shocked to find out that he was already at the 4th level of the divine fire realm. There's no way to fight it back. How strong he is.